Hi, I'm Michael Gilbert, a local attorney, and what you're about to watch is pretrial. Now, pretrial is the third court event in the process towards resolving a criminal case. The first was first appearance, the next was arraignment. Now we have pretrial to determine if the case is ready to proceed to docket day and potentially trial, or if it can't be worked out through plea or even dismissed. At pretrial, though, facts are not as important as they are in other hearings. In this case, it's procedural. The judge is going to bring in their entire docket to make sure that the attorneys are doing what they need to do to get the cases towards a just conclusion. Some of the cases you'll see are older, some are newer. On the older ones, you may see some tension as the judges are trying to make sure the cases are moving forward, but the stakes are getting high. So that's what pretrial is. Let's go see what happens.
First I have on the docket, Your Honor, is Emily Barber. The end of the L's, Judge.
Yes, sir.
For Ms. Barber's case, Judge, we've got a motion to compel set for later this week. We're also looking at potential, besides the missing evidence, certain depositions that need to be set, or in the event of one or two reset.
Mr. Rare, whose name is that under, you think?
They'll be under repel and affirm, so it'll be under the L's for all our cases.
Okay, thank you. Okay, yes, sir.
And so for Ms. Barber's case, Judge, motion to compel, evidence outstanding. We're asking for a one cycle continuance.
Yes, sir, it's continued one cycle.
Next, Your Honor, I have is Gary Maxwell, and we'd like to leave him set for trial this cycle.
Okay, so trial on Maxwell, okay.
Next I have, Judge, is Blake McElroy. And Judge, he's a diversion offer. There's one additional piece of discovery I plan to provide to the state, but I don't want to delay the case. I'd like to leave it set for docket day without and see if we can resolve it next week.
So plea continue?
Plea continue, Judge.
Yes, sir.
Next round I've got is Joseph Rogers, an older case. There may be a resolution there, but for the court, we can leave it set for trial this cycle. It'll be resolved.
Yes, sir, trial, okay. Yes, that'd be great, thank you.
And just so I know, if it's plea continue, that means docket.
Hold on one second.
Sure.
On jury review, traditionally, we just set them for docket day, and then they'd go from docket day to jury review. So let's set them all for docket day if we say trial.
Perfect. Next round I've got is Marissa Starachi.
Yes, sir.
On Ms. Starachi's case, we've had our first round of depositions, and speaking with the state, I believe we're close to a very likely outcome. I've been trying to schedule.
You may want to see the screen. Okay. Thank you. Yes, sir.
Long story short, Judge, I'd like to leave it set for plea continued docket day to speak with Mr. Snell.
Okay, that is from who?
Marissa Starachi.
Got it. Okay. So you want it plea continued?
Yes, Judge.
Yes, sir.
And Judge, there's going to be a couple more I asked for the same thing, just so we don't have a 2-month continuance to try and see what we can do within the next month. The next I have is Juan Trujillo. That's a newer case, Judge, but there's a procedural issue I want to discuss with Mr. Snell. Hopefully before we get to the next cycle, I'd like to leave it set plea continue for docket day.
Yes, sir.
Next, Your Honor, I have is Michael Usher, Same thing, Judge, we've had a first round of depositions. The alleged victim did not appear for that. I think we may have a resolution with Mr. Snell, like leave it set for docket day, and plea continue.
Well, the victim didn't show 2 times, right? Has the victim shown, the alleged victim shown in the last 2 months?
I'm not aware of any contact. I don't think the state has advised me of any contact. They did not appear at the deposition.
Okay, so why don't we set it for trial?
I'm fine
I mean,
with that, Judge.
We're not accomplishing anything, just continuing it.
I'm fine leaving it for trial, Judge.
Okay, so trial
We'll
on.
discuss it. Next judge I've got is Ronald Weyer, W-E-Y-E-R.
Yes, sir.
We've had a first round of depositions. There are some new witnesses I've been made aware of that are former employees at the car dealership that's in question here. I'm trying to track down exact addresses and contact info for them. I'd ask for a 1 cycle continuance.
Is the state, I had trial next times 2. The witnesses that you just talked about, you've discovered those in the last 2 months?
Yes, that was not known at the time of the depositions we last did. Those are new names provided to me. My understanding is they had turnover by a new ownership of the car dealership, so several of the former employees that were there at the time my client was there are no longer employed there. I can't just go down the road and see them. I'm trying to track down good contact information for them.
So to the state, do you agree that these witnesses were discovered in the last 2 months?
Sure.
Okay. So it's trial next, that's fine. I'll just put trial next time times 3, okay? Never done that before, but we'll do it this time.
So we can move that out, Judge.
Yes, sir.
That's Mr. Wire continuance. And then last I've got, actually second to last judge is Deontay Wright.
Yes, sir.
That is a newer POCS case. I'm scheduled to go to the Sheriff's Office Evidence Locker to review some materials there. I'd ask for 1 cycle continuance.
Yes, sir, it's continued.
And then last I've got judge is Camila Yasimova. She's also fairly new, but that's one that I think we can resolve fairly quickly with Mr. Snell. I'd like to leave it set for docket day, and he and I just discussed trying to set a meeting this week to go through all these together.
Good, so please continue.
And I think that's all I've got, Judge.
Thanks, Mr. Ray.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Mr. Keach?
Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning, Mr. Keach.
How are you?
Doing well, how are you?
Well, thank you. First case in your docket would be State of Florida versus Cordarius Grant, 22 CF 1429. He's housed in Walton County Jail. This is Ms. Davis's case. And Judge, we're ready for trial on that.
You've waived his appearance for today?
Yes, yes. And so we're ready for trial. We do have, pending, we have a deposition at the Okaloosa County Jail on the 13th. I am out of town on your docket day. I spoke with Ms. Davis about if we could use your 14th as a de facto docket day, and I could have Mr. Grant appear by Zoom for that. And then on the 21st, your jury trial review, I'm actually scheduled to pick a jury with Judge Gonteric up in Crestview. So I don't know if we want to discuss trial weeks now or on the 14th, or...
Okay, why don't we discuss trial weeks on the 14th, which is just in a few days.
Perfect. 9 a.m.?
So, yes, sir.
Okay.
So it'll be trial, but then the docket day for that one case will be this Thursday.
Perfect. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. And next would be Isaiah Luna, 22 CF 1145. He is an inmate. I spoke with him this weekend and prepared to waive his appearance this afternoon. I spoke with Ms. Davis by email last week. We did receive a fair amount of reports from FDLE, which need to be scheduled for depositions before the case is ready to be tried.
Oh, and you talked about FDLE 2 months ago, so.
Well, we had just gotten the cover sheet that we were getting those reports, and so since then we got them. So there's three other attorneys, excuse me, and so that has to be coordinated with the co-defendants, and so we haven't been able to get them scheduled.
To the state?
I believe that's correct, Your Honor.
Okay, so it's continued 1 cycle.
Perfect, thank you. And then finally on your docket, Judge, we State of Florida versus Larry Starkey. Mr. Starkey is currently in the Walton County Jail. Case number is 23 CF 1465. I think he's close to resolving that case.
You're waiving his appearance?
I would. And I spoke with Mr. Snell. If we can continue it one cycle to see what happens in Walton, I'm hopeful that we can reach a global resolution and then maybe schedule him for a further hearing.
Yes, sir. It's continued. What happened to Ladson? Did we talk about
Judge, I
that?
believe we filed a motion withdrawal on that. I think we were appointed in error on that. So I believe the court signed an order appointing another attorney. But I think it might be Mr. Riosty on that. I'm not positive.
I did see an order from Mr. Riosty. I hadn't seen Mr. Riosty in a long time, so.
That's it.
Ladson? Okay, good. Thank you.
I believe that's all I have, maybe.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Mr. Heath? Oh, Mr. Heath?
Good morning, Your
Good
Honor.
morning, sir.
James Heath. I have two cases before your court this morning to please the court. The first one I'd like to address is going to be State of Florida versus Jonathan Yates. There's three cases on that one. It's going to be 20 CF 988, 20 CF 438, and 20 CF 434. Your Honor, last time I was before you, we had a continuance. This individual's in Bay County Jail. Your Honor said, okay, have a continuance, we'll set a trial next time. Now, we're trying to get a plea worked out, and I spoke with Mr. Snell on it just this morning. And Mr. Snell, without speaking for him, suggests that we keep it on the docket for Thursday, come back in here and resolve it one way or the other, at least advise the court how we're going to resolve it. I have no problem with that, however. It's up to the court whether Your Honor wants to do that or set it for trial or however the
We're
court
going
sees
to
fit.
keep it set for trial, but we can set it for a status on Thursday if that's what you want to do. Okay?
Thank you, Your Honor. The next case I have before the court this morning is going to be State of Florida versus Tammy Ann Rothacker. That's going to be case number 23 CF 1029. Ms. Rothacker is present and approaching to my left, Your
Yes,
Honor.
ma'am, come on up. Good morning.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Your Honor, as of about 55 minutes ago, we have a plea on this one, but unfortunately, I don't have it drawn up. We'd like to keep this one on Thursday, so Ms. Rothacker come in here and we can enter it accordingly.
Okay. So you, on Thursday?
Yes, sir, if that's okay with
Ms.
the court.
Rothacker, yes, I'll see you on Thursday at 9 o'clock, okay?
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, ma'am.
Your Honor, that's all I have before the court this morning. May I be excused?
Yes, sir, thank
Thank
you,
you.
sir. Mr. Browning?
Thank you, Judge.
Your Honor, Coy Browning for Sean Murray. This is going to be a written plea agreement, Judge, to a misdemeanor. May I approach?
Yes, sir, thank you. Yes, sir.
Judge, I have another client that's an inmate. However, I've written a plea agreement executed by him for misdemeanors.
Good.
The court's willing to accept it. May I approach, Judge?
Yes, sir.
Judge, for the record, that's Juan, that's Juan.
Thank you, sir. Yes, sir.
That's all I have, Judge. Thanks, sir.
Thank you. If you'll let the jail know not to put them on Zoom, that'd be good. Because they probably will appear this afternoon on Zoom, at least Alvarez.
Oh, I got you. Sure.
Okay.
Sure, yes.
Thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
Mr. Cotton?
Good morning, Your Honor.
Morning, sir.
Your Honor, please, the court, I'm going to also handle Ms. Cassie Reed's cases, and I'd like...
Hold on one second.
Yes, sir.
Okay, yes, sir, Mr. Cotton.
All right. For Ms. Reed, I have a Manuel I'm going to spell it, Judge, Paniagua. Panigua, maybe? Case number 23 CF 2230. She's asked me to leave that set for docket day without. There's a PTI offer on that. I think the state's waiting on maybe some restitution information.
That's correct, Your Honor. We're just trying to get, it's an ordeal with a gate, and we're trying to make sure that we get the exact amount in the PTI so that it can be a part of the PTI, but it is a PTI, Your Honor.
And that's what was said 2 months ago, so.
It's taken a little bit of some time to get up with that. It's a towing business, and they're, for some reason, having a hard time establishing a value on the fence.
So, please continue. Okay.
Your Honor, the next case she has is Victoria Perez. Your Honor, she's asked me to leave that set for plea or continue on docket day. There's an investigator that was unavailable for depots. Those were reset for 4/25, but it may resolve. Is that how you have it?
Yes, we're trying to resolve it if we can, but if we cannot, there is one depot that still needs to be done before we can actually set it for trial, so.
Good, thank you.
Okay.
And your cases, Mr. Cotton?
Yes, sir. First case I'm going to is Dennis Rethmeyer, Rethmeyer, case number 23 CF 1613. Your Honor, we have depositions that are set on 6/11 on that. We request continuance so we can complete those to after that date. It's not going to be able to be resolved before then.
So July 8th
July 8th.
would be the pretrial, yes, sir.
Next case, Your Honor, is Donovan Walker, 23 CF 2857. Your Honor, there's also a 2858. That was a fugitive warrant. It's been handled, but I do still show it as open on the clerk's docket. It should be closed. Madam Clerk, if you maybe could make a note on that one, just to have it checked. That was a Texas issue. He's already gone back to Texas, resolved that matter. He was actually extradited.
2858?
Yes, 23.
Yes, sir.
I don't see it on my docket.
Okay. Well, it just shows open on the clerk's side. I just wanted to make sure it gets addressed. We're here on 2857, Judge.
And there is 2858, yes, sir.
Okay. It's on 2857, Judge. I've got discovery that's forthcoming from the state. I've already spoken with Mr. Snow about that. They're working on getting that to me. We need a continuance to review discovery and prepare.
And we're talking about Amanda Lee Walker, right?
No, Donovan Walker,
Donovan.
Your Honor. I'm sorry.
Good, got it. Okay, yes, sir, it's continued.
Okay.
State planning to file a no cost for
I'm sure they can do that. Yeah. What's that continuance date, Madam Clerk? 5/15. 5/13, thank you. Your Honor, the next case I have is Sean McBay, 23 CF 835. Judge, that's a case that, same facts were taken federal. I anticipate a dismissal ultimately in this, but waiting to see, I think the state's waiting to see what happened when his federal case was resolved. That was supposed to be resolved originally in January, as I understand it, but I'm not sure it was resolved on that date.
I'll verify that, and then I'll file the appropriate paperwork once I make sure that that plea has been entered in federal court.
So do you want a plea continue or continue it?
Plea continues.
Okay, yes, sir.
And please continue, what's our court date on that? I'm sorry. 3/18? Okay, Judge, I'm going to be out of town next week, so I may have to have someone cover that, just so the court's aware. I think Danielle Oakes may have already been continued by prior work to the court. Do you have that on your docket, Judge?
I've still got it on mine.
Okay. Judge, we're requesting a continuance on that. I've received discovery. I've got to meet with my client. I imagine that should be able to be resolved probably on the next cycle.
Yes, sir, it's continued.
Okay. Your Honor, the last case I have is Amanda Walker, multiple cases. Your Honor, we filed a motion to suppress in that case. We coordinated with your JA. She gave me a date of next week, but I'm out of town next week with my family for spring break. I spoke, I know we expected to take longer than 15 minutes, so it's my understanding that needed to be set with your JA. The clerk gave me potential dates of when that would be, but they are not until April 8th, 11th, 15th, and maybe 18th, if I remember correctly. So, ma'am?
So
Those are the dates? Okay.
Okay, so you've got to continue it because the next trial cycle, or at least the trial would be before those dates, right?
Yes, sir. Unfortunately, and I know, and my client is incarcerated. She has waived her appearance. You know,
So we'll,
I don't think I have any choice but to continue it on this one. But the motion's filed. Mr. Snell's received it, and we'll be working on that, trying to resolve it. If not, we'll be ready to go on the next trial cycle.
yes, sir, so trial next time, times 2.
Okay. And I've already got a email into your JA. She's working on getting me new dates.
Okay, good.
All right. Yeah, Madam Clerk, do you have anything else for me on your docket? Then that's all I've got, Judge.
Good.
Thank you.
Thanks, Mr. Cotton.
Yes, sir.
So I take it. Mr. Irwood, you can't hear me, can you? Okay. Mr. Gates.
Good morning, Judge.
Good morning, sir.
Your Honor, I have 3 cases on Your Honor's docket. The first one is Tong Nguyen, Nguyen,
Yes, sir.
2023 CF 1158. If we could leave that set for Thursday, we have a written plea already executed, but the state has to file an amended information, which they'll do tomorrow, and then we'll submit it. So if we leave it set for Thursday, we'll have the written plea in by Thursday.
So plea on Thursday.
Yes, sir. Or prior. Next case I have is Kirk Reynolds.
Hello, Mr. Reynolds. Good morning, sir. Good morning.
Your Honor, this case, I believe the state has a meeting with the alleged victim on March 17th, so if we could continue it to the next pretrial. The only issue is the amount of restitution, if any, so that it'll be a resolution by the next pretrial date.
2 months ago, I said it was going to trial last cycle, so why are we not going to trial this cycle?
We've worked out an agreement. It's just a restitution matter, and I'm have to get the final number with the victim, and that's scheduled for the 17th, our meeting. So neither party, the state nor the defense.
You're meeting with them on March 17th?
Correct.
Okay, and then on a Sunday?
It's actually, then I've got my date wrong. It's a Monday.
Okay, because that's when we have, our docket day is that day,
March 18th is,
is the docket day. Right. Okay. If I can add it, 7 plus 11
I
is
have a
18.
scheduled conference with the victim. We just have to narrow down and finalize that number, and then the case is resolved. So
Okay.
there's not going to be a need for a trial, is what
Okay. but
Mr.
the-
Gates is saying.
The only thing I can make y'all do is go to trial. And that's the only way I can get cases. It's a 22 case. I'm going to keep it for trial, but set it for the jury review date. So it'll be March 21st.
I think that'll work, guys. Thank you.
Okay? So March 21st at 9 o'clock. I'll see you then.
Thank you, Judge.
Okay? Thank you, sir.
And then the last case I have is Jeremy Fedford. There's a waiver on file. That's a new case, and the amount of restitution is also at issue in that case. We've got a plea arrangement already, but I think with the extent of the restitution, probably need another continuance.
So continued trial next time?
Yes, sir. And that is May.
That is May 13th.
May 13th.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, that's all I
Thanks,
have,
Mr.
Judge.
Gates. Okay, the folks on Zoom are probably getting nervous. Tell them one more time. Oh, good. Thank you, sir. Ms. Merrington.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning, ma'am.
These cases should all be under Mr. Flaherty.
Okay, good, thank you.
The first case is Brandy Merrifield on behalf of Brett Moore in 23 CF 1875. There is a waiver on file for Mr. Moore. We are working on rescheduling depositions. We did have one round. The listed victim did not show. And we do not have a date as of yet, but we've requested continuance to the next pre-trial judge.
Okay, yes, ma'am, it's continued 1 second.
The next case is Jeffrey Packish in 23 CF 869. He also has a case under my name, Judge, 23 CF 1210, requesting a continuance. I have discussed this with the state. We have received an offer, and under the circumstances based on the charges, we need a little more time to bring that one in for a landing. So we'd request to continue this to the next pretrial. And if we can get it done sooner, we'll certainly put on a miscellaneous.
So continue in trial next time. Okay.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
The next case is Christian Pritchard in 23 CF 2500. There is a waiver on file. We have depositions, our initial round scheduled for May the 2nd, so request the next pretrial.
Yes, ma'am, it's continued.
Then I have Christian Rodriguez in 23 CF 669. There is a waiver on file. We did attempt to take depots in this case, however, we were unable to, so we are working on resetting those dates. Request the next pretrial.
Yes, ma'am.
The next case is Lisa Shaw, 23 CF 2322. I'd like to leave this one set, plea or continue for docket day.
Okay, yes, ma'am.
Then we have Simon Ward, 23 CF 1039. Leave this one set for docket day, plea or trial.
Okay. This plea or trial.
And Judge, if I have an inmate that's going to be left set, should I just come back at 1:30 for that one? Okay. Mr. Ward, the next Mr. Ward is an inmate, so I'll see you back at 1:30 for that one. Then I have Byron Williamson, 23 CF 2685. I just received discovery on Friday, so I'll need to continue that one to the next pretrial.
Yes, ma'am.
And then the last one is Stephen Williamson in 23 CF 1243. There's a waiver on file for that. I have some additional discovery that is pending, so we'd like to continue that to the next pretrial, but anticipate maybe putting that one on a miscellaneous to resolve early.
Okay. So it's continued, yes, ma'am.
And I believe that is all I have for this morning.
Thank you.
Thank you.
As they're tearing the courtroom apart. Next I have Mr. Garrett.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Oh, Mr. Garrett.
Good morning, Your Honor. Your Honor, there are waivers on file for my clients today. First, Chris Garrett on behalf of Joseph Dukes, 21 CF 1593. Your Honor, may we approach on this case?
Yes, sir.
Hello, this is Chris Norman at Bulldog Bail Bonds. Our office is in Crestview, Florida, but we service 7 Northwest Florida counties. If you ever find yourself in a jam, please give us a call. We're here to help you out.
For 2 and 23 CF 573. We did a deposition in 23 CF 573, I believe it was last week or the week before. What came out of that deposition is that the arresting officer had not sent the arrest packet and a 45-minute video of his interview with Ms. LaRocca. I believe the state received that last night, so we're still looking to receive that from the state. We'd request a continuance to the next pretrial, and I don't really anticipate these 2 cases going on much longer after that.
Okay. So it's continued until May 13th.
Then, Your Honor, Chris Garrett on behalf of Ryan Martin, 23 CF 543. We received an amended offer this morning that I am certain Mr. Martin is going to be excited to take. If we could leave this set for docket day, I believe we're going to get this resolved.
It's set for trial.
Yes, Your Honor. And then Chris Garrett on behalf of Felicita Mickelson. Case number is 23 CF 1377. We're scheduled for a deposition of the victim in this case on April 26th. However, we'd like to go ahead and leave her case set for docket day for plea to continue. We very well might be able to work it out. And the deposition is just regarding the amount of restitution, Your Honor.
Is this the deposition of someone that has dementia?
No, that would be my client. The victim there's a big amount of restitution requested, and that's why.
It was around 20,000?
That was my understanding.
Yes, Your Honor, it's a little above that.
Okay, so what needs to happen?
Your Honor, we're scheduled for deposition on April 26th. I provided some documentation to the state regarding an insurance payout. So we very well might be able to get the case resolved by docket day if we could leave it set for plea to continue just for status.
Yes, sir. So plea continue, trial next time.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay.
Then Chris Garrett on behalf of Sergio Quijano Estella, 23 CF 2015. Your Honor, this client is being evaluated for vet court. I didn't receive a status update at the end of last week, but I know he's been in contact with Ed Rivera. We would request either a continuance to next cycle, because I think he is going to be a good candidate for vet court. I don't believe the state has any objection to him going into vet court. Or we could leave it set for docket day for status, and I could probably hear something from Ed Rivera by then.
Do you think you'll hear something from Veterans Court within a week?
If Your Honor wanted it set for status, I might, but it's...
Okay. Let's just continue it one cycle.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Then Chris Garrett on behalf of Mark Secundi, 23 CF 1956. Your Honor, I've received an amended offer in this case that I anticipate Mr. Secundi will want to take. If we could leave this set for docket day.
So plea continue? Or plea trial?
Plea continue, Your Honor, just out of an abundance of caution. We do need to get a PTI from the state, but I anticipate it getting resolved.
Okay. Yes, sir. Plea continue.
Then Chris Garrett on behalf of Amanda Tyndall, 23 CF 1114. Your Honor, this is going to be a PTI. We're waiting on an amended PTI from the state, and I'm sure we'll get this thing resolved on docket day, provided we receive that.
Okay. So plea continue?
Yes, please, Your Honor.
Okay.
Then Chris Garrett on behalf of Cullen Weaver Johnson, 22 CF 2537. Your Honor, my understanding is that the PTI has been signed by all parties and sent to Officer Zeta Barris as of March 1st. I don't see that it's come off the docket, however. So we can do docket day for status.
Yes, sir. Plea continue.
And then finally, Chris Garrett on behalf of John Welchel, 22 CF 2633. This charge had been amended down to reckless driving. We sent the plea and sentencing agreement to the state. I don't know if the state's had a chance to file it.
I think we filed it last week when we talked about it.
It was still open when I just checked.
It really? Okay. It's in the works, so I gave it to, I signed it and gave it to my
Continue?
assistant.
Yes, please, Your Honor.
Okay.
And I believe that's all I have, Your Honor.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. Have a good day.
Thank you. Mr. Arrowood, can you all hear us? Good. Excellent. Mr. Arrowood, Mr. Patel appeared for you when we had the audio problems. He asked for continuances on all of your cases. Is that what you're seeking?
Yes, sir, this time until we can transition. He and Mr. Dees are assisting with transitioning my cases over to them, I think, Your Honor.
Okay. So all of those are granted, Mr. Arrowood. So your cases will be back here on May 13th at 9 o'clock. Mr. Patel stated that he's thinking that you're closing down your office. So please stay in touch with my office, okay?
Yes, sir, I will. Thank you.
Mr. Arrowood, let me know if there's anything I can do.
I appreciate it, Judge. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. To what? Oh, okay. Mr. Arrowood, the bailiff reminded me about 2 inmates. Will you let the jail know that the 2 inmates don't have to appear via Zoom this afternoon?
Yes, sir, I'll call them, or have my clerk call them right now.
Okay, sounds good. Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir, thank you.
Okay, for those of you on Zoom, I was calling the private attorneys first, then I was going to call the defendants that aren't represented, and then all the rest of the cases. The attorneys who are present signed a list, so I'm calling them in order. Mr. Powell, you're next. Lopal. I don't see Mr. Powell. Mr. Geisel's up. Mr. Geisel.
Morning, Alan.
Good morning, sir.
I have one case in front of you. May we approach?
Yes, sir.
So Misty Woodward. Okay.
You want Miss Woodward to approach?
Thank you, Alan.
Thank you, Mr. Geisel. Miss Graham? Oh, Miss Graham, way back there.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning, ma'am.
Tricia Graham, I have two cases before Your Honor today. First is Jeremiah Lovejoy, case 23 CF 1709. I've spoken with the state, Mr. Gomez. Mr. Lovejoy is an inmate. We request a continuance on this matter.
Okay, so have you waived his appearance?
Yes, Your Honor, I've spoken with him.
Okay. Yes, ma'am. So what are you seeking?
We're seeking to continue this matter to the next pretrial date.
Okay, so will it be trial next time?
We will hopefully have an amended resolution. What we've been waiting for is a video, which apparently the state does not have. So that's kind of put the case in a different direction. So I would like some time to either file motions and discuss an amended plea offer.
Okay.
I would be okay, Your Honor, with saying the idea being we resolve it next cycle regardless.
Because 2 months ago, we talked about video multiple discovery.
Yes.
So it's continued, but I'm putting trial next time.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
And next I have Kendall Schumacher.
Yes, ma'am.
And he has two cases, 23 CF 2703 and 23 CF 1338. Spoken with the state, Mr. Snell, on this case. I was recently, this is the first time out for the pretrial case. The VOP is based on the new charges.
Yes,
we'd ask to continue this to the next pretrial.
Yes, ma'am, it's continued.
Thank you. And that concludes my cases. May I
Thank
be
you, ma'am.
excused?
Yes, ma'am. Have a great week. Mr. Johnson. Oh, Mr. Johnson.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning, sir.
Brad Johnson, may it please the court, Brad Johnson on behalf of Brian Dean Howard, case number 22 CF 2185. Mr. Howard.
Mr. Howard, come on up.
Present in the courtroom. Your Honor, with the court's permission, may Mr. Snell and I approach?
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Congratulations, Crestview's very own Dixie Dan Powell of Powell Injury Law, for your recent jury verdict of $11.5 million for your client from a death and injury against an inflatable amusement company. Recognized in 2017 as one of the top 100 civil trial lawyers in the state of Florida, and Dixie is AV preeminent rated. Dixie Dan Powell works tirelessly for his clients, as is evident by this extraordinary verdict. If you're taking your case to trial, be prepared. Contact Dixie Dan Powell and Powell Injury Law, 850-306-2667.
Cyclone Bakery Cafe is 2 blocks from the courthouse on Crestview's historic Main Street. We serve handmade pastries, espresso, and lunch items, and we're open Tuesday to Saturday from 7 a.m. to 4 p.m., serving lunch from 11 to 2. We hope to see you soon.
Hello, I am Bonnie from Body Be Healthy here in Crestview. We have been serving the area since 1999. We're an alternative health food store. If you're interested in bettering your health, we'd like to invite you to stop by. We're located in Court Plaza. Stop by and let us help you be healthy.
I'm Amanda Gaskin with Pretrial Realty. Helping qualified heroes save money is my passion. When I help a hero buy or sell a home, they receive a check from Homes for Heroes. Check out amandasheroes.com for more information.
With FDLE. I was glad that you weren't in custody as he was saying that. I was looking and glad about that. Then your attorney mentioned that you're wearing a GPS monitor, so I can't imagine the burden of that and also just the case hanging over your head.
Yes.
And so the court certainly wants to move the cases forward. It's one of the things that the rules of judicial administration require us to do, is take control of our docket and move the cases forward. So what I've done under the situation, Mr. Johnson knows what he can do as far as motions. We talked about a couple of those possible motions that he can file if he needs to. The court is passive in substance, but active in procedure. So what I'm doing is I'm continuing it one more cycle, but I'm putting trial next time. So we'd look at pretrial conference on May 13th, and then going to trial on May 28th, okay, if it's not resolved with the state.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay.
That
Thank
concludes
you,
our business with this court. May I be excused?
Yes, sir.
Judge?
Thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
Teresa, I see you out there. Do you have a case you want?
Mr. Klein and Mr. Koch.
Okay. How many different cases do you have?
I have one.
Okay.
I have one in prison.
Okay, why don't we do those two then?
Ortiz Flores.
Your Honor, this is Mr., well, has Madam Clerk been sworn?
You swear or affirm that you make an accurate, complete, and impartial interpretation from the Spanish language into the English language and vice versa relative to the cause now under consideration before the court. I do.
Your Honor, this is Mr. Ortiz Flores. This is a second-degree aggravated battery with a deadly weapon. We do have Mr. Ortiz Flores on our deposition list. However, just to put the state on notice, we will be serving the state attorney's office the subpoenas because in the discovery, the witnesses are listed at large. So we are going to ask the court for a one-cycle continuance here. And Mr. Ortiz Flores, right now, is looking at his presumptive 21 months in the Department of Corrections.
Mr. Ortiz Flores, do you agree to the continuance?
Yes.
I'll see you back here on May 13th at 9 o'clock. Please stay in touch with Mr. Kleins. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Carmen Santos Mateo. Carmen Santos Mateo. Good morning. Good morning, Judge.
Yes, sir.
This is Carmen Santos Mateo in 23 CF 2863.
Yes, sir.
Yes, Your Honor. I'm seeking a first-time continuance. I am providing my client with my business card. And if you can call my assistant to schedule an appointment to speak with me.
Mr. Santos Mateo, I'm going to continue your case until May 13th at 9 o'clock. Stay in touch with Mr. Koch. Thank you, sir.
Henry Rodriguez Barbado. Henry Rodriguez Barbado. That's all I have, Judge.
Thank you. Thank you, Tracy.
That is what I have for the morning docket, Your Honor. I'll see you in the afternoon.
Okay, good. Thank you, ma'am. Okay, so then next is Mr. Flowers. Flowers. Yes, sir. Good morning, Your Honor. Good morning, sir.
Judge, the first matter I think that my list reflects is Marquise Dewberry. Had hoped to meet with Mr. Gomez last week. We're unable to do so because of something out of my control. Judge, I asked him if we could meet this week. Judge, it may be wise to leave this set without subpoenas. I understand the length of the case, but that's my request. I told him I would make that request today, understanding, I stood here a month ago, and I'm very well aware of what the court told me, but I'm nevertheless asking that we leave it set without subpoenas. We're making every effort to resolve it.
Okay.
And so there we are, Judge.
I'm going to set it for a plea continued trial
Yes,
next time.
The next matter is Kelly Schaefer, which is a more recent case. We're asking for a plea of continuance in Kelly Schaefer, and Mr. Snell has that matter. We've spoken, and he had no objection when we spoke about that.
Okay. Yes, sir. Plea continue on Schaefer.
Next matter is Starr, S-T-A-R-R, depositions, and I had pointed this out to the court last time, but were not set. They have been set for 4/2/24, and so we're asking that matter be continued. And that's the case I had with Ms. Barrettman.
Yes, sir. It's continued.
Yes, sir. Next matter is Mr. Stuckman. Mr. Stuckman is actually present, Judge. May we approach on Mr. Stuckman, please?
Mr. Stuckman.
He is present. Just wait.
If you want to come to the lectern.
For more than 70 years, the sweet aroma of the Crestview Coney Islands burgers and hot dogs has permeated the downtown area. If you have not experienced the unique flavor of Crestview's Coney Islands burgers and hot dogs, then I encourage you to join us for lunch. Monday through Thursday from 10 a.m. till 3 p.m., Friday from 10 a.m. till 4 p.m., and Saturday from 10 a.m. till 2 p.m. We're located in historic downtown Crestview at 107 North Main Street. Call 850-683-1045.
CQ Roofing, your hometown roofer since 1999. We're state licensed and insured, family owned and operated with 24 years of local service. We specialize in shingles and metal, re-roofs, repairs, and leak specialists. For all of your
Mr.
roofing
Stuckman,
needs,
your attorney requested for the GPS monitor to be removed. The state stipulated to that, so you can, the state will, you can go to probation or whoever installed that, and they'll remove it. It'll show both on the minutes, and Mr. Flowers will get me a proposed order. And then I'll sign that order this afternoon if he gets it to me today. Thank you. Okay, Mr. Stuckman, hold on. So the next time I will see you will be May 13th. If it's not resolved on May 13th, then we'll be going to trial. Okay? Thank you, sir.
Judge, thank you. Judge, the next matter I have is Gaston Ward. There had been a drop charge. This is a case where Ms. Davis and Mr. Snell have this matter. And I don't know if you filed.
I don't know that it's been filed yet. Do you want to leave it on for?
We'll leave it on, Your Honor. I have every
continue.
expectation that plea or continue,
Okay.
that it'll be disposed of.
Yes, sir.
The final matter I have, Judge, is Weisberg. We're asking that that be continued. There is no objection to that.
Okay, yes, sir, it's continued.
Your Honor, finally, Mr. Keith Kilpatrick had contacted my office today. He has a client, Joshua Preston. Mr. Preston has new charges in Santa Rosa County. Mr. Kilpatrick asked that I ask this court to continue this matter. I don't know if the state is aware of the new charges.
Preston.
There's also more cases in our intake in Okaloosa as well. That's the note that I wrote on my file when prepping, so.
So it's continued.
Thank you.
Okay. So, Mr. Flowers, if you'll let Mr. Kilpatrick.
Yes, sir.
Is Mr. Kilpatrick, did he tell you that his client's presence is waived?
I didn't ask, Judge, and he didn't tell me.
If you'll tell him to let the jail know.
Yes, sir.
To not bring him this afternoon via Zoom unless his presence wasn't waived. If it wasn't waived, then Mr. Kilpatrick needs to be here this afternoon.
I'll send that information to him. Judge, that's all I have. Thank you, sir.
Thanks, Mr. Powers. Mr. Shaw. Morning, sir.
Judge, Tim Shaw, first case I have on the docket is Kevin Richard Lynn, Lynn. Depots are set April 9th, so we'd ask for a one-cycle continuance.
Yes, sir, it's continued.
Next case is James David Mills. James, as he's approaching.
Your Honor, this time on 22 CF 1987 only, the state is announcing a dismissal of this case as the victim declines to prosecute and has told us vehemently that he will not cooperate in the prosecution.
Okay.
But we are still, that still leaves outstanding. There is still the 23 CF 1193. However, this 22 CF 1987, that was the one that we've really been focusing on getting worked out one way or another, whether it be trial or if we can't get our witnesses and our victims, and that's what happened, Your Honor.
Okay, so that case is dismissed?
That's correct, Your Honor.
Okay, then what do you want to do on 23 CF 1193?
I think, Your Honor, if we continue that, the idea would be that we try that next cycle.
Okay. So, Mr. Mills, I'll see you back here on May 13th at 9 o'clock.
Yes, sir.
And we'll look at going to trial. So I'm putting trial next week.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Okay.
Next case, Judge, is John Brooks O'Neill, 23 CF 1121. We took depositions last week. I think we have it pretty close to a resolution. I think the state and I would like to leave it set for docket day.
That's correct, Your Honor.
Plea trial?
The state would request plea or continue. If we cannot find a resolution, can we approach real quick, Your
Yes,
Honor?
sir.
Today or visit our website at cqroofing.com. CQ Roofing, your hometown roofer.
Days Tire Pros makes buying tires simpler. They offer a straightforward approach to tire and auto service that includes nationwide warranties, a hassle-free experience, and a great selection of Michelin tires. No matter what you drive or where you have driven, Michelin has a tire to fit any need. Visit our store in Crestview or online at daystirepros.com. Tire Pros love the drive.
Hey, I'm David at Family Vision of Crestview. We've been providing excellent optical service for Northwest Florida for over 34 years. Come in and let us take care of you.
So Mr. O'Neill's case is plea continued, trial next time.
Next case, Judge, is Sheena Marie Russell. That's 22 CF 1743. That is Mr. Gillespie's case prosecuting. I'm not sure if he's...
Mr. Gillespie, are you on?
No, Your Honor. I actually got a text from Mr. Gillespie. I'm sorry. Is this on Miss
Russell?
Okay. From what I understand, the state was in receipt of some additional records, and we're actually still waiting on more. According to Mr. Gillespie, I believe that the expectation is a trial in June. There is a large amount of money that's being alleged here for the elder exploitation, and so I believe the request of the state would be to continue that with the idea of trying the case in June.
And I know, Your Honor, from the defense standpoint, Mr. Gillespie did announce last time that he was going to be providing us with a substantial amount of information that we just hadn't received yet. So,
Okay, so it's continued. I'm going to continue it just one cycle, but I'm putting that it'll be tried in June. So we'll see where we are on May 13th, and then we'll be going to trial in June, okay? Well, when you say June, so that'd be June 3rd, or is it only going to be a one-cycle continuance?
I think it,
My recollection, and I know what he told Mr. Gomez today was apparently June. He had told us July back the last time we had talked, but I didn't know.
So maybe his thought process was like a June, he was thinking, because he's from Escambia, he may have thought like there's a June pretrial date with the idea of trying it in July. I think with that idea, then Judge, could we request the 2-cycle continuance to the?
Well, I'm just going to continue at one cycle, but then I'm looking at going to trial on July 22nd.
Okay.
But we'll just talk about it and see where we are.
Yes, Your Honor.
In 2 months.
Thank you, Judge. Charles Andrew Shropshire, 23 CF 2014. Depots are set May 7th on that case, Judge.
Okay, yes, sir, so it's continued.
And lastly, Judge, I have, excuse me, Shinley Tan, T-A-N, 23 CF 1319. We have taken 2 rounds of depots already in this case. First round, we had a lot of law enforcement officers who were either on medical leave or out for whatever reason. The big issue, though, is we have the alleged victim in the case and the only eyewitness to the event. I know the state's done everything they can, I think, to try to get contact info for them. It's come up both times during these depositions. We can't get them served. We don't know where they are. I wouldn't mind leaving it set, but if they find them and show up, these are people I've got to talk to before we try it. And lastly, the officer who made the actual stop on the vehicle didn't appear for his deposition this last time. So I'd like to try to serve him one more time. I anticipate there being a motion to suppress based on the stop.
Because you needed a law enforcement deposition 2 months ago. Is that the
That's
same
correct.
officer that didn't show up?
The first time he was on a medical leave for the first round of depositions, and he didn't show up for this second round.
Okay, so do you want it set for trial with that understanding that if the alleged victim and the eyewitness show up, you're going to seek a continuance?
That'd be fine, Judge.
Okay.
And the stopping officer, because I anticipate the officer that made the stop is going to form the basis for my motion to suppress any evidence they received afterwards.
So do you want to seek to depose that officer one more time before the next
I
hearing?
do, Judge.
So you want to continue? Because you're not going to be able to pull that off in a week, right?
I would think not.
Okay, so it's continued trial next time.
Judge, I believe that's all I had. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Mr. Shaw. Ms. Gooden. Hello, Ms. Gooden.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Morning, ma'am.
Cheryl Gooden for Kyle Villa, 23 CF 2149. We are going to pass this with the court's approval, to the 18th and possibly try to get him into the Veterans Court with Judge Mason on the 22nd.
Okay.
And I believe that was correct.
I don't have Ms. Gooden on my docket.
2149, yes.
Okay. And I'm sorry, your name is what?
Kyle Villa,
Villa.
V-I-A.
Good. Okay. Thanks, Mr. Villa. So what are you seeking? You want a continuance? You want
To
plea
move it to
continuance?
the 18th so that we can try and get him onto Judge Mason's vet court docket on the 22nd.
And so you think that when you say the 18th, a week from today, is that what you're seeking?
Correct.
Okay. And you think that he'll get into Veterans Court this week,
On the 22nd.
but you want to come back before that?
Correct. To let the court know.
She's asking us to review whether or not the state would agree to having them put on the vet court for observation.
Gotcha.
So that she's waiting to get an answer from us.
Okay. So why don't we, I'll say plea continue, but Mr. Villa doesn't need to be present if, well, in any event, because it's just really his status, right?
Correct, Your Honor. There is a waiver, but Mr. Villa felt the need to be here.
Good.
which
Mr.
is-
Villa, you're always welcome to any hearing that's yours, but you don't have to be here next Monday, okay?
Understood.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you,
Okay,
Your
I'll see you
Honor.
on Monday. Next, Ms. Dudley. Hello, Ms. Dudley.
Yeah, the first one I have is Bamacola 9 and 22 CF 2816.
I'm so excited. Judge.
Federal court?
It has
So
finally
excited.
been, it has finally been taken, so Judge, we can finally dismiss this case, 22 CF 2816.
Okay, that case is dismissed. Thank you.
And our next client I have is Treveus McLemore, 21 CF 3225, 22 CF 1164, 22 CF 1881, and 20 CF 3237. He is an inmate. There is a waiver on file. We want to leave this set for docket day for PRC. We did have depot set, but no one showed up. But we are hoping that we can get it resolved on Monday.
Okay. Is it going to be trial next time if it is continued?
We have the reset depots. No one showed up. They were served, but none of the officers appeared for depositions. So I'm not sure.
I will, Your Honor, I will try to do my best to work with my my assistant to make sure that we open up dates before the next pretrial, Your Honor.
Okay, so I am putting trial next time.
Yes, sir.
If it goes past the
Docket
a
day.
week from today, correct? Yes, ma'am. So, please continue.
The next case I have is Brandon Murray in 23 CF 843 and 23 CF 846. We like this leave set for PRC for docket day as well. Hopefully, we're hoping to get this one worked out. We did have depositions, but an officer did not show up for that deposition. So if we can't get it resolved, we will have to reset that depot.
To the state, no way to depose the officer where we can go to trial this cycle?
Your Honor, I opened up my depot calendar as much as I possibly could this cycle.
Okay, it's continued.
So PRC for docket day, Your Honor?
Yes, ma'am, that'd be good. Yeah, I'm sorry. Please
Yes,
continue. Yes, ma'am.
The next case I have is Clarence Person in 23 CF 2869. We have depot set on April 29th as for continuance.
April 29th?
Yes, it's
When
our
you have the
depots.
depots.
So we can just set it for the next pretrial?
Yes, ma'am.
And then I have Dante Sheffield in 23 CF 1776. We have a deposition set on April 26th, so we can continue that to the next pretrial as well.
Yes, ma'am.
And then I have Deontay Wingate in 23 CF 2775. I am reviewing the videos. We just had some issues getting it to the right person, so I would ask for continuance to review discovery and then see if I need to set depositions.
Okay, yes, ma'am.
So ask for next pretrial.
Yes, ma'am.
And I believe that is all I have.
That's all I show. Yes, ma'am.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. Mr. Dyer.
Thank you, Judge. Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Your Honor, the first case I have is Jalen Micken, MCINTOSH 23 CF 2248. There's a waiver on file. Judge, I listed a defense witness last week. I'd like to give the state a chance to review that. Depositions might be needed, so if we can continue the case one cycle.
Okay, and I'm sorry, which defendant?
Last name is MCINTOSH McIntosh.
Okay. Yes, sir. Okay. Okay, let's continue.
Next one is Mr. Shaw, 23 CF 2541 and 23 TR 12563. There's a waiver on file. Judge, this is a first time up. If we can continue his case.
Yes, sir, it's continued.
And then the last case I have is Ann Waite, 23 CF 15. Judge, it's a failure to comply with the DPA. She is in a 90-day treatment program in Alabama. I don't believe there's much we can do right now without her being present. And after that 90-day program is up, she may be looking at going into a 9-month program.
Our purpose for sharing all kinds of laws.
Yes, sir.
With her being in treatment, I'd ask the court to put her on either the June or July pretrial, and then we can reassess it from there. But I believe she's going to be
We
in
don't
treatment.
have a June pretrial, so it'd have to be July. Any objection from the state?
That's Mr. Snell's case. It's Ann Waite. She's
Mr. Snell, on Waite and, I'm sorry, not, yeah, on Ann Waite, any objection to a 2-cycle continuance because she's in treatment?
Well, she went to treatment.
That's fine. Yes, sir. No
Continued until July 8th.
Thank you, Judge, and I believe that's all I have.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Mr. Stewart. Good morning,
Good
sir.
morning, Your Honor. Good morning, Your Honor. May it please the Court, Brad Stewart, present. Judge, I have 2 clients on the court's docket. My first client is Hakeem Balagan, 22 CF 2817. Your Honor, this is a co-defendant case to Ms. Dudley's. This has been moved to federal court.
That's correct, Your Honor. At this time, the state would be announcing a dismissal. It has been moved to federal court.
Okay. Yes, sir. It's dismissed.
Your Honor, since we're on the topic of dismissing for federal court reasons, I have Leslie Lucchese in 22 CF 2801. Is that a similar situation?
That is also a co-defendant, yes.
Okay. Okay.
Yes, sir. That case is dismissed
Okay,
also.
I just wanted to bring it up also.
Good. Thank you.
Very timely, sir. Your Honor, my next client is Jinhui Lee. Your Honor, this is 22 CF 3180. If we can leave this on for docket day, I anticipate that it will be resolved on or before that date.
Did the 2 witnesses show up?
No, Your Honor, they did not.
I'm sorry.
Judge, we're just working on numbers to figure out how we're going to resolve it.
So is it going to be plea trial?
I wouldn't have any objection to setting it in that manner.
If you'd like to set it like that, Judge, we can.
Yes, sir. Plea trial.
Your Honor, that's all I have before the court. May I be excused?
Yes, sir. Thank you, Mr.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Ms. Jakewood. I don't see Ms. Okay. Mr. Tony. Mr. Tony, you ready?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning, sir.
One matter before the court today, and that is State of Florida versus Santa Maria. In this case, I think Your Honor was giving us one more time to go over it. However, during the last cycle, we were not able to complete the discovery. The officer in question does not live in this county, and we have to set that deposition. So that deposition is incomplete, and he was one of the 2 that did the initial arrest and the what I would like to call solicitation of my client. So I definitely need his deposition. It's going to be tantamount to me having any legitimate defense in this case.
Okay. 2 months ago, you said you needed to depose law enforcement.
He didn't show up.
Okay.
We had him served, Your Honor. He didn't show up.
Okay. So I'm going to continue at trial next time. If you need to do motions or anything before the next pretrial conference, you need to do it because I'm going to be looking at going to trial.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Will do. Thank you, Judge.
Thanks, Mr. Tony.
That's all I have.
Good seeing you, sir. Mr. Powell, I skipped your name. You were out when I called you. Come on up.
Thank you, Judge.
Yes, sir. So I didn't skip your name. You just weren't here when I called you.
I wasn't here.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, Judge. First matter I have is Gi Chao Gong. That's G-O-N-G. His last name, it's 22 CF 3196.
Okay, yes, sir.
And that's going to leave this on docket day, plea or trial. Mr. Stewart has a co-defendant. and we're
That
in
was
same
the
situation.
co-defendant to the Jinhua Lee case, Your Honor. So if we just want to leave it tracking with that for plea or trial.
Plea trial. Yes, sir.
I have Ann Waite. And this was just recently addressed as well. I have a companion case. And it was continued to July 8th. I just wanted to make sure all the cases got put on that.
Okay. Any objection from the state?
No
So
objection, Your Honor.
Continued 2 cycles. Okay. Yes, sir.
Have Eric Paget.
Yes, sir.
If we could do plea or continue on docket day, I think we'll have a resolution.
Okay. Yes, sir.
And the last matter I have is Stephen Shorts. And this is an older case, Judge.
Okay, I've got Samantha Lucas.
Yes, sir. I also have Samantha Lucas on the docket. And
Shorts, I do have Shorts. Yes, sir.
on Stephen Shorts,
Yes.
an issue was the depositions were previously taken by the Office of the Public Defender. I did obtain the audio for that and have had them transcribed. And I believe based on those depositions, I have a motion to suppress. And so I'm asking for a last continuance on Mr. Short's matter. I believe we will work it out with a motion or trial next cycle if the court's inclined to continue it again.
Okay, we talked about depositions and a motion 2 months ago.
Correct.
But you didn't have the transcript at that time?
I didn't have the audio or the transcripts, and that's what I was trying to track down.
Okay, so yes, sir, it's continued trial next time.
Very good. Thank you, Judge. Then Samantha Lucas, we have deposition scheduled in April, asking for continuance.
Yes, sir. That's granted.
And Judge, I was covering for Michael Griffith this morning.
Okay.
Mr. Griffith has Darius Wingate.
Okay, has he waived his client's appearance?
To my knowledge, there is a waiver on file. And Mr. Griffith he's having surgery this week, and he's asking for continuance for depositions. I don't believe the state has an objection.
Okay, so Wingate is continued one cycle.
Thank you, Judge. And that's all I had this morning.
Thank you. If you'll let the jail know that Wingate doesn't need to appear this afternoon on Zoom.
Yes, sir. I will let them know right away.
Sounds good.
Thank you. Have a good day.
You too. Mr. Weaver? And then I'll come back to you, Ms. Jaquith, after that, okay? Because I called your name before and you were out.
I apologize, Your Honor.
Not a bit?
Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning, sir.
Tim Weaver on Robert Jack Peets II, case 23 CF 2683. Your Honor, on this case, we've almost got a deal worked out. Mr. Salazar wants to make a phone call or two, check it out, and so we'd like to set the case for March 18th for a plea or continuance.
Okay. And then will it be trial next time if it's not resolved in a week?
Probably the following docket. I've got a big trial at the end of the month in dependency court that's...
And I meant, if it isn't resolved in a week, then we'd have a pretrial on May 13th, and it'd go to trial either May 28th or June 3rd.
That's good, Your Honor.
That'd be fine.
Good. So I'll see you back here a week from today at 9. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much. Take care.
Thank you, Mr. Weaver. You
Don't
too.
care.
Ms. Jacob. Jacob, before you get going, if you'll hold on one second.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Koch and Ms. Jacob, if y'all will approach.
This is very high, Your Honor, so the podium's very high.
Well, that was because Mr. Tony was there, so if you want to put it down.
Well, the problem is that every time I put one of these down, usually one side goes down and the other doesn't, and it's lopsided for the rest of the day. So I try not to touch them anymore because apparently me and motorized things are not good. Your Honor, the first I have is William Blythe. Mr. Blythe?
William
Your Honor.
Allen Blythe.
23 CF 1937. Your Honor, I have sounded the courtroom multiple times for Mr. Blythe, also out in the hallway, and I have not seen him today.
What does the state seek?
State requests a capias, Your Honor.
A capias will be issued for Mr. Blythe. That means that they'll arrest Mr. Blythe bringing before the court, so we appreciate y'all being here.
And Your Honor, is it okay if I take Miss Newton out of order
Yes,
since
ma'am.
she's in a wheelchair?
Absolutely.
Miss Newton, you can come on up.
Hello, Ms. Newton.
And Your Honor, in Miss Newton's case, we have reached an agreement with the state. The agreement indicates that count 1 will be null-prossed. Count 2 will be to a lesser included fraudulent use of ID of another. And Madam Clerk, I have these statute numbers. Do you want me to announce them, or you want to just? Okay, yes. That new statute number on that count will be 817.568, sub 2, sub A. And count 3 will be to a lesser included grand theft, and that'll be 812.014, sub 2, sub C, sub 1. As to count 2 and count 3, they'll both be an adjudication of guilt and 5 years of probation. Your Honor, we are going to ask the court to waive the cost of supervision. Ms. Newton is on disability. She's currently obviously having some issues with her hips, and she's going to be paying restitution in this case as well.
Okay.
$515 in court costs and $150 cost of defense. Restitution to Cynthia Knight, with the court reserving jurisdiction for 90 days to determine the amount. And she'll have automatic early termination after 2 years if all conditions are completed and there have been no violations. And count 3 will be that 5 years of probation concurrent.
Okay, good.
May I approach?
Yes, ma'am, thank you. Ms. Newton, if you'll raise your right hand, do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, sir.
Thank you, ma'am. You can put your hand down. Ms. Newton, did you read the plea agreement?
Yes, sir.
Do you understand it? Did you discuss it with your attorney?
Yes, sir.
Did she answer all of your questions?
Yes, sir.
Are you satisfied with the representation?
Best interest.
Yes, if you're satisfied with my representation.
Yes.
Did you sign the plea agreement? Ms. Newton, I do accept your plea. You're adjudicated guilty of counts lesser included on count 2 as charged in count 3. Count 1 is dismissed.
It's a lesser included also, Your Honor, on count 3. I apologize.
Okay. Lesser included on both of those counts. You're sentenced to 5 years probation. That's run concurrently, run at the same time. However, it will automatically terminate at the 2-year mark if you have successfully completed all the terms of your supervision and haven't committed any new law violations between now and then. The court does waive the cost of supervision. You'll need to pay the court costs, $150 public assistance fee. The court does award restitution, but reserves jurisdiction to determine the amount of that restitution if the state files a petition or a motion within 90 days from today. Thank you, Ms. Newton. Good luck to you,
Your
ma'am.
Honor, one further matter. Ms. Newton is going to be needing to have some hip surgery to correct the issue with her hip. I just asked that the court authorize probation to allow her to check in by phone for a few months once she does have that surgery, as long as she provides the proper documentation to them.
Yes, ma'am, absolutely. Okay, thank you.
And Your Honor, I'll go back into my normal order. I apologize about that.
Not a bit.
Tyra Booker.
Tyra
Booker.
Tyra Booker, I don't see Miss Booker.
And that case number, Your Honor, is 24 CF 177. And I'm just looking on the Zoom to make sure I don't see a Tyra Booker on there, because I know she is from Mobile, and I don't see anyone either, and I've not had any contact with her.
KBS will be issued for Miss Booker.
And Your Honor, I have Brendan Carson on the docket next. Mr. Carson's an inmate, but he has asked if I could resolve his case today. It's 22 CF 1148. Your Honor, we were in the midst of plea negotiations. Those have broken down. We will be prepared to go to trial. However, we are asking for next cycle. The state and I believe that based on the defense argument, we can kind of narrow down the evidence that would need to be presented and just kind of focus on the issues that the defense doesn't plan to stipulate to. Unfortunately, with spring break being in the middle of this docket cycle and lack of childcare, I don't know that I will have time to meet with Ms. Davis to square all of that away before our trial cycle. So I would just ask for a continuance, but we are prepared to go to trial next time.
To the state?
Judge, the state would ask for the trial to be this cycle. I understand Ms. Jacobs' position. but the state would request this cycle.
Additionally, Your Honor, the state did, as Mr. Keach informed the court, dump probably 4 pages of FDLE results on us in the last 2 months. So those are definitely something that also need to be reviewed with the defendant and with to determine if we need to do anything further with that. I don't believe I will, but also just given a lack of time to go through that, I would ask for a continuance.
We wanted to make sure the FDLE reports, our understanding was they were on a hard drive that was given to each of the defense attorneys. We had had reports, each defense attorney seemed to have one of the reports that they believed they was missing, and so what we decided to do was just all of the FDLE lab reports, we just submitted all of them in one block to each defense attorney. So.
Okay. 2 months ago, I had said plea trial. It wasn't plea continue. It was, why didn't we go to trial 2 months ago?
The expectation was if we can approach it.
Yeah, I was going to say it might be the obvious approach.
Check out the soaps, bath bombs, and other bath and body products, all made by hand with natural ingredients at Hub City Soapery. Visit us at 1092 North Verdon Boulevard in Crestview or shop online at hubcitysoapery.com.
Yes. So I am going to continue Brenda Carson's case one more time, and it'll be trial next time.
Thank you, Your Honor. And yes, I will be prepared. I'm telling the court right now, Mr. Carson's case is my main focus. So I appreciate that, Your Honor. Your Honor, the next item is Michael Corbett. Mr. Corbett's present and approaching in 23 CF 2870. Your Honor, I have not yet received discovery or an offer in this case. My office has had the case for some time, though. We did request it. So, and the issue I believe in this particular case is that Mr. Corbett's case got transferred from Judge Ketchell's division to this division. He wasn't even on Judge Ketchell's docket until next month. So I'm going to ask that it be charged to the state because we have requested it and information was filed, and I don't have discovery, so he couldn't resolve it even if he wanted to. But I don't want the court to think that I'm throwing Mr. Snell under the bus in this instance. I think this is an issue of it being transferred that caused the problem.
Mr. Snell, any objection to a state's continuance?
No, she could get it right away.
Okay. Do you have an offer for Mr. Corbett at this point?
I'll be reevaluating the case because I just got it from another place. So,
Mr. Corbett, I'll see you back here on May 13th at 9 o'clock.
Great.
Thank you, sir.
And just for the court's information, Mr. Corbett lives in Defuniak. That's why I'm not asking to leave it on for next Monday.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Do you want me to write it down?
you left it on for 318?
No, I'm not asking to because I want to make sure.
Okay, so it's 513.
It's 5:13.
Okay.
I just want to, I'm not asking to leave it on because he put that up. Your Honor, the next I have is Antonio Lee, and again, he is also an inmate. That's 23 CF 141. Your Honor, we have a lot of stuff going on with Mr. Lee. He's going to be here Thursday, then be here on the 21st, and also on the 18th, and then back on April 8th. We're going to leave him on our docket day, plea or continue. He asked not to have to sit in the holding cell and go to the Zoom court if possible, given we have the order to show cause on Thursday, and the court will see him then, and then the court will see him on the 18th, et cetera.
Okay, so plea continue, and if you'll let the jail know.
Yes, absolutely, Judge. Your Honor, the next I have is Ariel Little. I have Mr. Legore, but he's an inmate, so.
Thank you.
Ms. Little's present and approaching.
Hello, Ms. Little.
In Your Honor, in Ms. Little's case, we have reached an agreement with the state, 23 CF 1104. In count 1, it'll be as charged. Count 2 will be a lesser included misdemeanor battery, first degree misdemeanor. Count 1 will be a withhold and 3 years of probation, a $40 per month cost of supervision, $867 in court costs, a $150 cost of defense, a letter of apology to Deputy Elizabeth Roberts and Deputy Holly Chitwood, 48 hours of community service work, an anger management course. She'll need to enroll in that within 30 days and begin the treatment within 60. Restitution is ordered, but jurisdiction reserved for 90 days to determine the proper amount and payee. And on count 2, it'll be that lesser included misdemeanor, a withhold, and 1 year of concurrent probation. May I approach?
Yes, ma'am. Ms. Little, if you'll raise your right hand. Thank you. Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Thank you, ma'am. Ms. Little, did you read the plea agreement?
I did.
Do you understand it?
I do.
Did you discuss it with your attorney?
Yep,
Did she answer all of your questions?
she did.
Are you satisfied with the representation?
Yep,
Did you sign the plea agreement?
I did.
Ms. Little, I do accept your plea. Adjudication is withheld. On count 1, you're sentenced to 3 years probation. On count 2, 1 year probation. Those that are run concurrently run at the same time. On count 1, while both counts, you'll need to pay the $40 per month cost of supervision. You only have to pay that one time, at least once per month, not for each count. You need to pay the court costs, $150 public assistance fee, to the letter of apology, to the two different, to the sergeant and the deputy, perform 48 hours of community service work, enter and successfully complete the anger management course. You need to enroll within 30 days and begin, well, wait a minute, that's on the anger management? She has to enroll within 30 days and begin treatment. That's traditionally on an evaluation. So does she just have to enter anger management within 30 days?
She needs to get signed up. The point was to make sure that she gets signed up with, if she's going to do it through Bridgeway or whomever she chooses, as soon as possible, to make sure that we're not delaying or she's not ending up violated because she doesn't complete it.
So she just has to begin the anger management course within
60 days, yes, sir.
Okay. So sign up for anger management within 30 days, begin it within 60 days from today. The court does award restitution, but reserves jurisdiction to determine the amount of that restitution if the state files a motion or a petition within 90 days from today. Thank you, Ms. Little. Good luck to you, ma'am.
Your Honor, the next I have is Kimberly Lovelace. Ms. Lovelace is present. Ms. Lovelace is present, approaching. 23 CF 2152.
Yes, ma'am.
Your Honor, Ms. Lovelace has a PTI agreement that was sent over to probation. She's had some medical issues that have arisen that have prevented her from being able to get signed up. I'm going to leave this on for Thursday, plea or trial. My intention here is that she'll be signed up before Monday, and if not, she can either accept the probation offer or will be prepared to go forward to trial.
Okay, so plea trial a week from today, correct?
Yes, yes, sir.
Okay. Ms. Lovelace, I'll see you on Monday at 9.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, ma'am.
You can go there. The next I have is Amber McKay. Amber McKay. And I've sounded the courtroom and the hallway several times. I have not seen Miss McKay.
KPS will be issued for Ms. McKay.
And the two I skipped are inmates.
Okay.
Sorry, do you want me to announce that? I apologize.
No, that's fine.
Okay. And the next I have is inmate. Ronald Phillips. Let's see, Mr. Phillips. Your Honor, Mr. Phillips did contact and say he was running late. I can take care of my case, is that we filed a motion. In that case, we're going to have to set it for a hearing. I know that you'll see Mr. Phillips with Mr. Klein's later this morning. No? Mr. Koch, I apologize, later this morning.
Okay.
One of these gentlemen over here.
Yes, ma'am.
So I'll be asking for continuance so I can set a hearing.
Mr. Phillips' case 23 CF 625 is continued.
Thank you, Your Honor. The next I have is Jennifer Pope. Ms. Pope is present and approaching. There she is. Your Honor, that's 23 CF 2155. We have reached an agreement with the state. It does call for Ms. Pope to plead no contest as charged. Should be adjudicated guilty and placed on 3 years of probation. There is a $40 per month cost of supervision, $615 in court costs, and $150 cost of defense. She needs to submit to a substance abuse evaluation and successfully complete any recommended treatment, complete 24 hours of community service work, and maintain gainful employment or show proof of 3 job applications per week. And Your Honor, Ms. Pope, we would ask that the court authorize that she can get a hardship license or a business purposes license immediately, and if the court does so authorize, I will provide an electronic order later today.
Good. Yes, ma'am.
May I approach?
Please. Ms. Pope, if you'll raise your right hand, do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? Thank you, ma'am. Ms. Pope, did you read the plea agreement? Yes. Do you understand it?
Yes.
Did you discuss it with your attorney? Yes. Did she answer all of your questions? Are you satisfied with her representation? Yes. Did you sign the plea agreement?
I did.
Ms. Pope, I do accept your plea. You're adjudicated guilty. You're sentenced to 3 years probation. You need to pay the $40 per month cost of supervision, court costs, $150 public assistance fee, submit to a substance abuse evaluation within 30 days from today. If any treatment's recommended, begin that within 60 days from today. Perform 24 hours of community service work, obtain a gainful employment, or perform 3 job searches per week. The court has no objection to you receiving a hardship driver's license. Thank you, ma'am. Good luck to you.
Okay, so go see her really quickly, and then you can check with her. She'll have people. Okay. Your Honor, next I have is Philip Pulley. Mr. Pulley is present approaching in 23 CF 1939. And Your Honor, I have received the discovery and everything we need in this case. We do need to set some depositions. I had hoped to get those done actually before this docket cycle, but the available time that the state had, I filled up with older cases to try and move the older cases and the inmates first. And so I'll just need continuance, but I will get those depots scheduled, and we should be somewhat in a position to make some progress on the case. I will tell the court that this is the case where the only witnesses I have are law enforcement, but there are multiple lay witnesses referenced. So I will warn the court that I do expect that once we do that first round of depots, we'll need to do a second round. So
And I think that's what you told me 2 months ago.
yeah, and I was hoping to have them set, and unfortunately, like I said, we had a limited amount of time, and I just went with the oldest cases and the inmates first.
Mr. Pulley, do you agree to the continuance?
Yes, sir.
I'll see you back here on May 13th at 9 o'clock. Okay?
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Your Honor, the next I have is Jessica Ramsey in 23 CF 2744. Ms. Ramsey is currently in treatment. I have a letter from the treatment center. If I'll provide to the court. May I approach?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
And I did provide one for you as well.
Thank you, ma'am.
Indicating that she is in treatment. However, she should be out of treatment at the end of this week. That her 30-day program will be completed. So I just asked to leave this on for plea or continue for Monday and see if we can get it resolved.
Okay. Yes, ma'am.
The next is Jamie Rogers in 23 CF 2459. And Mr. Rogers is present and approaching. We just received the discovery in this case around the 15th of February. So unfortunately, that did not give me time to do any depots or anything before today. So, but that is, my intention is to set depots in this case and then get it moving, hopefully.
Mr. Rogers, do you agree to the continuance?
Yes, sir.
I'll see you back here on May 13th at 9 o'clock, okay? Thank you, sir.
Your Honor, Lyle Rowland is not showing as an inmate on my docket, so I just want to make sure the court is aware that he is an inmate.
Okay.
Okay. Next is Crystal Ross. Ms. Ross is present and approaching, Your Honor, in 23 CF 23. Your Honor, As
No,
Ms. Ross approaches, we did complete the depositions in this case of all the lay witnesses. Based on that, I think we are going to be able to work something out in this case. So I'd like to leave it on for Monday, plea or continue. My indication from the state is that we can probably get something resolved for some kind of probation offer. So we should be able to get something rolling on that.
Okay, and if it is continued, then it'd be trial next time?
Yeah, we'll be prepared for trial next time, yes, sir.
Good, okay. Ms. Ross, I'll see you a week from today at 9.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, ma'am.
I'll call you as soon as I talk to you. Excuse me, Your Honor. The next I have is Tommy Lynn Ross.
Hello, Ms. Ross.
Your Honor, this case number is 23 CF 2063. I've not received discovery in this case yet, so I'm going to be requesting a continuance.
Ms. Ross, do you agree to the continuance? I'll see you back here on May 13th at 9, okay? Okay. Thank you.
Your Honor, the next I have is Stephanie Roswell and 23 CF 2686. We filed a waiver in this case. Ms. Ross is set for Thursday. I filed a motion to dismiss.
Okay.
So we'll see her on Thursday.
Okay. Good, thank you.
I don't know if you want me to leave it.
I'll put plea continue just to make sure.
Okay, great. Thank you. The next I have is Kyle Shields.
Kyle Shields.
Your Honor, I've again sounded the courtroom and the hallway, and I have not seen Mr. Shields.
KPS will be issued for Mr. Shields.
And then finally, Your Honor, for this morning, I have Jamaica Youngblood.
Yes, ma'am.
Ms.
Youngblood?
Jamaica Youngblood. And Your Honor, if you would allow me to pass this until inmates this afternoon, because she's been in contact with my office, so I want to believe this is just an issue, a mistake.
Good. Yes, ma'am.
Thank you, Your Honor. If I may be excused until this afternoon?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
Yes.
Oh.
Good.
Sorry, I was out there a lot.
Okay. Your Honor, Mr. Shields, I would ask the court to withdraw that KPS.
The KPS is withdrawn.
Your Honor, if we could leave this on for docket day, the charge needs to be amended, and I need an amended offer. So if we could just leave this, plea continue on docket day.
Mr. Shields, I'll see you a week from today at 9 o'clock, okay?
Yes, sir.
Thank you, sir.
I mean, you can go outside, but don't leave, okay? And with that, may I be excused, Your Honor?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you. Since we've been working over an hour and a half, we'll take a 10-minute recess, and then we'll come back and finish up the morning. Thank you.
All rise, please. Because she's been in contact.
Hub City Soapery.
This is Tiffany Woodham, State Farm's newest agent in Crestview. I'd like to personally invite you to stop by my office for a no-cost policy review. Let me help you start saving today. Call in, walk in, or click in at yourcrestview.agent.com.
Alex Barthay from the UPS store once again, and I wanted to let you know about our Sunday hours. We're open now 7 days a week. Normal hours that you've been expecting, but now we're open Saturday 10 to 4, Sunday 10 to 3, and that's both our Crestview, Fort Walton Beach, and Eglin Air Force Base locations. So you have things to do, go and do it. Just know the UPS store is going to be here. Again, Sundays 10 until 3 p.m.
Man, I got this. Let's roll. Fight fire with fire. Take one. Have you been injured in an accident and need righteous representation? Call us, because we fight fire. Damn thing ain't working. Whoa! Not cool, bro.
I'm Attorney Coy Browning. Personal injury is no joke. Just ask him.
Injured? Take a breath. Call Coy.
Hi, I'm Wanda Roberts. For the last 20 years, I've been helping the residents of Northwest Florida buy and sell their properties. My office is just 1 block south of the courthouse in historic downtown Crestview. Give us a call at 850-398-5389.
Hi, I'm Michael Gilbert, defense attorney with Warrior Law. I represent those accused in Santa Rosa, Okaloosa, and Walton County. If you or anyone you know has been accused of a crime, give us a call. We can help.
The Cottage Formalware, located at 648 North Wilson Street, has all your needs for looking your best. We have homecoming, prom, and pageant dresses. We have tux rental suits, vests, ties. Need something casual? We have that too. Shop Hometown First and visit us on Facebook at the Cottage Boutique and Formalwear. We're located at 648 North Wilson Street. Call 850-682-2446.
Hello, this is Chris Norman at Bulldog Bail Bonds. Our office is in Crestview, Florida, but we service 7 Northwest Florida counties. If you ever find yourself in a jam, please give us a call. We're here to help you out.
Congratulations, Crestview's very own Dixie Dan Powell of Powell Injury Law, for your recent jury verdict of $11.5 million for your client, from a death and injury against an inflatable amusement company. Recognized in 2017 as one of the top 100 civil trial lawyers in the state of Florida, and Dixie is AV preeminent rated. Dixie Dan Powell works tirelessly for his clients, as is evident by this extraordinary verdict. If you're taking your case to trial, be prepared. Contact Dixie Dan Powell and Powell Injury Law, 850-306-2667.
Back Home Bakery Cafe is 2 blocks from the courthouse on Crestview historic Main Street. We serve handmade pastries, espresso, and lunch items, and we're open Tuesday to Saturday from 7 a.m. to 4 p.m., serving lunch from 11 to 2. We hope to see you soon.
Hello, I am Bonnie from Body Be Healthy here in Crestview. We have been serving the area since 1999. We're an alternative health food store. If you're interested in bettering your health, we'd like to invite you to stop by. We're located in Court Plaza. Stop by and let us help you be healthy.
I'm Amanda Gaskin with Briarpatch Realty. Helping qualified heroes save money is my passion. When I help a hero buy or sell a home, they receive a check from Homes for Heroes. Check out amandasheroes.com for more information.
For more than 70 years, the sweet aroma of the Crestview's Coney Islands burgers and hot dogs has permeated the downtown area. If you have not experienced the unique flavor of Crestview's Coney Islands burgers and hot dogs, then I encourage you to join us for lunch. Monday through Thursday from 10 a.m. till 3 p.m., Friday from 10 a.m. till 4 p.m., and Saturday from 10 a.m. till 2 p.m. We're located in historic downtown Crestview at 107 North Main Street. Call 850-683-1045.
CQ Roofing, your hometown roofer since 1999. We're state licensed and insured, family owned and operated with 24 years of local service. We specialize in shingles and metal, re-roofs, repairs, and leak specialists. For all of your roofing needs, call us today or visit our website at cqroofing.com. CQ Roofing, your hometown roofer.
Days Tire Pros makes buying tires simpler. They offer a straightforward approach to tire and auto service that includes nationwide warranties, a hassle-free experience, and a great selection of Michelin tires. No matter what you drive or where you have driven, Michelin has a tire to fit any need. Visit our store in Crestview or online at daystirepros.com. Tire Pros love the drive.
Hey, I'm David at Family Vision of Crestview. We've been providing excellent optical service for Northwest Florida for over 34 years. Come in and let us take care of you.
Check out the soaps, bath bombs, and other bath and body products, all made by hand with natural ingredients at Hub City Soapery. Visit us at 1092 North Verdon Boulevard in Crestview or shop online at hubcitysoapery.com. Hub City Soapery.
This is Tiffany Woodham, State Farm's newest agent in Crestview. I'd like to personally invite you to stop by my office for a no-cost policy review. Let me help you start saving today. Call in, walk in, or click in at yourcrestviewagent.com.
Alex Barthay from the UPS store once again, and I wanted to let you know about our Sunday hours. We're open now 7 days a week. Normal hours that you've been expecting, but now we're open Saturday 10 to 4, Sunday 10 to 3, and it's both our Crestview, Fort Walton Beach, and Eglin Air Force Base locations. So you have things to do, go and do it. Just know the UPS store is going to be here. Again, Sundays 10 until 3 p.m.
Florida versus Vicencio, that's 23 CF 2238, Joseph and Joe, just for the record. Trying to work this one out with the state, but I would like to leave it set for plea or trial for next Monday.
Okay. Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Okay.
Plea or trial on
Vicencio.
Okay.
Then I'm also covering some cases, Your Honor, for Mr. Dees and Mr. McGuire.
Okay.
For Mr. Dees, the first case he has on the docket is State of Florida versus Ethan Roscoe, R-A-S-C-O.
Yes, sir.
He's asking for a continuance. There was a motion to compel. He did get discovery, I believe, on Friday, but he needs time to review it.
Okay, it's continued.
Next is State of Florida versus Huang Nguyen. That's N-G-U-Y-E-N is the last name. And Mr. Dees is also asking for a continuance in that case, still getting through discovery.
Okay, it's continued.
Next case, State of Florida versus Jacayla Sims. Mr. Dees also asking for continuance in that case.
Okay, yes, sir.
Next case, State of Florida versus Elizabeth McNamara. Also asking for continuance in that case.
In that case, 2 months ago, they were looking for discovery. Has that been provided?
Hold on, Your Honor. I'm sorry. Who's the
Elizabeth
defense attorney on it? I'm sorry.
Robert Dees.
Okay.
And I may have some information on that as well. He did say he recently received the discovery on the other cases. He filed 2 motions to compel. One of them was on Jacayla Sims.
Okay.
And the other one was on the first one I mentioned.
Right. Okay. So on McNamara, it's continued 1 cycle.
Thank you, Your Honor. Next case he has is Jason Schuch, S-Z-U-C-H. Not sure the pronunciation. Again, he did receive discovery, but he's getting through it, asking for continuance.
Yes, sir. It's continued 1 cycle.
That was such.
S. Right.
S-Z-U-C-H.
513.
Correct.
And the last case that Mr. Dees has on the docket is State of Florida versus Armando Rosales. And same situation, Your Honor, asking for continuance.
Yes, sir. It's continued.
The last thing that I have, Your Honor, is I'm covering a case for Mr. Tom McGuire. And that's State of Florida versus Sean Muldoon, M-U-L-D-O-O-N, case number 23 CF 2472. And Mr. Muldoon will be accepting the state's offer, but he's not present today. There's a waiver on the file. I believe that what Mr. McGuire wants to do from his notes to me is leave it for Monday. plea
So
or
we've got it.
continue, and
Good.
that his client would be accepting the plea.
Plea continues, so I'll see them on Monday.
Okay.
Good.
I have nothing further.
Thank you, sir.
Have a
Thanks for
nice
covering
day.
for them.
Appreciate it. Yep, thank you.
Mr. Johnson, are you ready? Mr. Johnson, if you'll unmute your microphone.
Yes, this is Bob Johnson. I'm
Good.
here with Scott Davis and Blake Martin.
Okay.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning, sir.
Morning, sir. Judge, I think Mr. Davis will address the court. I haven't spoken on the letter, please.
Yes, sir. Judge, I filed a motion to dismiss based on double jeopardy. As the court may recall, I got on this case in January. I think we may have one more motion that we're finishing up relating to entrapment issues.
Okay, and this is on Blake Martin?
Yes, sir, that's correct.
Okay. Have you scheduled the motion?
No, sir, I have not, because it was filed last week and we have today set, so I didn't know how the court wanted to handle that.
Okay. Madam Clerk, when would be a good time to schedule? It'll be in the afternoon. Yes, ma'am. Do you want the motion heard before March 25th, the trial week? Is that what we're trying to do?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay. So March 21st at 2:30.
May I have a moment, Judge?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. I can do that. Your Honor, may we not appear on the 18th? I'm actually out of town on vacation. So
Yes, sir.
we have a hearing date that week.
Right, that's fine. We'll just have both the docket day and the motion hearing March 21st at 2:30, okay?
On 2:30, yes, sir.
And I would just ask that if there is another motion to be filed, that happen before the 13th, so that we have time to prepare, so we have a week to prepare any outstanding motions. They're all set for that Thursday.
Right, so you need to file all the motions you've got in the next few days, okay?
Yes, sir, thank you.
Okay. Okay, so that's on Blake Martin. Mr. Johnson, do you have any other cases?
I do not, Your Honor. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Thank you for your time, Judge. Have a good day. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Davis. Okay, then, private counsel, whoever wants to come up. Mr. Switek. Morning, sir.
I've got Ronald Lentz. Excuse me. It's 23 CF 1867.
Yes, sir.
I'm waiting for a second psych evaluation on Mr. Lentz. He did have one that came back towards the middle of February.
Okay, so continue?
Yeah, that has been scheduled. We offered to communicate with him.
Good, it's continued.
Okay, thank you, Judge. Next, I've got James Rolandi, 24 CF 187.
Just give me 1 second, let me mute a microphone. Yes, sir, Rolanda?
Rolandi, 24 CF 187. I'm still
I'm sorry.
gathering discovery on.
Wait, hold on, I'm 187. Okay, and his last name is what?
Rolandi, R-O-L-A-N-D-I.
Okay, I've got a 137.
It may be under Roland.
Roland,
Yeah.
24 CF 137?
James?
Yes.
Yep.
Okay.
I think we tried to correct that last time, but Roland is incorrect. It is Rolandi.
Okay.
Okay, well.
Okay,
same
what do you
case,
want to
same
do on
defendant.
his case?
Still gathering discovery. In fact, I got some this morning that I have to share with the state, so I'd like to continue that one.
Okay, is it going to be trial next time? Oh, no, it's just the 24 case. It's continued. Yes, sir.
Thank you, Judge. Then I've got Ian Wilson with multiple cases.
Did you waive his appearance?
We did.
Okay, yes, sir.
21 CF 1520, 23 CF 2077, 23 CF 2835, 23 CF 2836, 23 CF 2837, 23 CF 2838, and 23 CF 2839. And he's got two more cases, which the public defender is handling. So I'd like to continue that in order to get a universal agreement between all the parties.
Okay, you going to be ready to go to trial if it isn't resolved next time?
When's trial?
It would be, trial would be, next time would be July, nope, it would be May 28th and June 3rd.
I could do that.
Okay, so it's continued trial next time.
Okay. And
The court is announcing trial next time on all of Ian Wilson's cases?
Which one do you want to try? On May 28th or June 3rd?
Okay.
You would be able to select.
Perfect. Okay.
Just make sure you let the defense counsel know.
it's all the same facts, just different cases.
All right. I know that I went to first appearance recently and had another one, so they're still coming in, but okay.
Okay.
I'm good with that.
Okay, thank you.
All right, thank you, Judge.
Yeah, just pick one. You know, other cases for Swipe. Okay, good, thank you.
So he's going to 513 trial next time.
Correct. Yes, sir. Mr. Durrell?
Thank you, Your Honor. May it please the court, Dustin Durrell. My first client is Mr. Michael Lewis, and Your Honor, we do have waivers of appearance on file.
Thank you.
Mr. Lewis, we recently had the motion to dismiss in his case. I have sent the state some additional reciprocal discovery and a counteroffer. I believe the state is reviewing the file to see if we can find some common ground in the negotiations. Would request a continuance with the understanding that it will, all the discovery's been completed, it will be clear trial next cycle.
Okay. So it's continued trial next time. Yes, sir.
And I'm sorry, what is that date, Your Honor?
It is May 13th.
Thank you. Our next is Ms. Santa Martinez. Have been in discussion with the state about a resolution. I think we're close. The father of the children reached out to the state. I believe the state is attempting to contact him. Would request a continuance to see if the state can get a hold of him and if we can get a resolution to the case.
Why aren't we going to trial this time?
Your Honor, if you want, I think this will be a resolution. If you want to go ahead and set it plea or trial. Well, Your Honor, may we approach briefly?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Man, I got this. Let's roll. Fight fire with fire. Take one. Have you been injured in an accident and need righteous representation? Call us, because we fight fire. Damn thing ain't working. Whoa! Not cool, bro.
I'm Attorney Coy Browning. Personal injury is no joke. Just ask him.
Injured? Take a breath. Call Coy.
I'm
On
Wanda
all of
Roberts.
Martinez's cases, they're continued in its trial next time. Similarly, on Aaron Nano, the same thing.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Yes, sir.
Your Honor, Amber Miller, this is her first time up. I have received discovery links. I'm having a hard time downloading the videos. It keeps canceling out on me. I've spoken with the state. I'm going to try and just drop a hard drive by their office, see if they can put the videos on the hard drive for me. That way I don't have to keep fighting with my internet connection.
Good.
Would request a continuance to get that done.
That's granted.
We just covered Mr. Nano. Our next is Mr. Kip Roberts, requesting a continuance on Mr. Roberts. I have been in discussion with the state. We were first looking at Veterans Court. I don't believe Mr. Roberts is going to be a fit for that, so we're discussing a possible alternative resolution to the case.
Okay. Yes, sir. It's continued.
And Mr. Simpler is an inmate. I'll be back for him. Markeith Valentine. Mr. Valentine? And Your Honor, we do have a written plea agreement for Mr. Valentine, if I may approach.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
And actually, Madam Clerk, the only thing we don't have is the court officer that told me that Madam Clerk, you know, firearm.
Why don't you get your client to initial what you just added?
Yes, Your Honor. You okay with that? All right, if you just initial that one.
Mr. Valentine, if you'll raise your right hand, do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? Thank you, sir. You can put your hand down. Mr. Valentine, did you read the plea agreement?
Yes, I did.
Do you understand it?
Yes, I do.
Did you discuss it with your attorney?
Yes, I did.
Did he answer all of your questions?
Yes, he did.
Are you satisfied with his representation?
Yes, I am.
Did you sign the plea agreement?
Yes, I did.
Mr. Valentine, if you'll give me a moment to look at it. Okay. Mr. Valentine, I do accept your plea. You're adjudicated guilty of count 1. Count 2 is dismissed. You're sentenced to 3 years probation. You'll need to pay the court costs. You'll also need to pay the $40 per month cost of supervision.
My client's asking about early termination on this, Your Honor. I've counseled him that the state hasn't agreed to it right now. We can submit a motion at, it's the halfway mark. Does the court consider it the halfway mark?
That probably would be a good idea to wait at least that period of time. Mr. Valentine, the court does, even though this says 3 years, the appellate courts say that the court can modify those supervisions, at least as far as that term. So after you've successfully done about half of the time, then you can file a motion or a petition with the court, come back and ask. It'll be Judge Stone at that point. You can ask him to terminate your supervision. See if he'll do it early, okay? Thank you, sir.
Yeah, just give me a call.
Thank you, sir. Good luck to you.
All right. Thank you.
Mr. Valentine?
Your Honor, next is Mr. Michael Walters.
Yes, sir.
This one, it looks like I have either missed or still need the video link. I've only got the paper discovery on this one. So, Mr. Snell, if you can confirm whether or not the videos have been sent, I may need that link to be sent. I've only seen the one link in my email.
Okay. I'll look that up.
I believe this is his second time up, Your Honor. If I may request a continuance to track those videos down.
It's continued.
That was Michael Walters?
Yes.
Okay.
And last, Your Honor, is Mr. Randy Wenzel. This one is, I believe, first time up. I don't think I've gotten discovery on this one, Your Honor. Would request a continuance.
It's continued.
And I believe that's all I have, Your Honor.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you very
Thanks,
much.
Mr. Draw. Okay, who's next? Yes, sir. Come on up.
Okay. Morning, Your Honor.
Dustin Harsher for the defense. I'm covering a few cases this morning, Your Honor. The first one I'm covering is for Attorney Tony Henderson. This is Richard Stevens, 22 CF 272. I believe this is the second time up for Mr. Henderson on this case. He's going to be requesting a continuance to review some of the recently sent discovery.
Okay, I'm sorry, you're covering for who?
Tony Henderson.
Yes, sir, got it.
And I'm sorry, what were you advising about discovery?
Richard Stevens?
Just more time to review the discovery that was recently sent.
Okay.
I believe it was sent
Yes.
last month.
Yes.
It's a
No
20
objection to the continuance.
It's a 22 case. So is
Yes.
it going to be trial next time?
I'm not sure, Your Honor. We were just retained on this case in January.
Okay.
I believe there are still some things that need to be done. I don't see any discovery of any or depositions of any state witnesses that have been conducted, so I'm anticipating that's probably something
Okay.
that Mr. Henderson's
So
going to want to do.
It's continued one cycle. Yes, sir.
What is that date, Your Honor?
It is May 13th.
Thank you, Judge. The next case I have is for Attorney Lori Raybon. This case is Pablo Ruiz, 23 CF 466. I believe there was an order recently denying a motion to continue on the 6th. Yes, Your Honor. Mr. Ruiz is incarcerated.
Give me 5 seconds to catch up on that real quick.
Ruiz, I believe I previously agreed to the continuance of that case, but the order didn't get to me until either Friday or after, so Mr. Ruiz's case is continued.
Perfect, okay.
And that'll be 513 as well, Your Honor?
Yes, sir, correct.
And then I'm also covering a couple cases for Attorney James Owens.
Okay.
The first case is Seth Laviolette, 21 CF 2459. Mr. Owens is requesting a continuance in this case. I believe it's a PTD fail-out case, Your Honor. He stated to me before he left this morning that he was going to try to work this case out and bring him in from Louisiana, where the defendant is currently residing, for a plea.
Yes, sir, it's continued.
And then he's also got Monisha Thomas, 23 CF 2257. I believe Ms. Thomas is incarcerated in Bay County, Your Honor, so he's requesting this case be continued so he can resolve it with the state and bring her in for a plea.
Okay, yes, sir, it's continued.
And I believe that's all I have, Your Honor.
Thank
May I have
you,
the
sir.
excuse?
Yes, sir, thank you so much.
Good to see you, Judge.
Good seeing you. Okay, who is next? Private counsel? Go ahead, Mr. Notes.
Judge, I've got Michael Eugene Dimmons. Judge, Mr. Dimmons is present. And we've got a signed plea agreement.
Okay, good. Hello, Mr. Dimmons. Good to see you, sir. Thank you.
I may approach you now?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Judge, I'm here on behalf of Mr. Dimmons in 23 CF 2185. He's charged in count 1 with possession of controlled substance without a prescription, and count 2 a misdemeanor possession of paraphernalia. Judge, at this time, based upon plea negotiations, Mr. Dimmons is going to plead no contest to the misdemeanor count 2, and he would be adjudicated guilty and sentenced to time served. He'd end up with misdemeanor court cost, and there'd be a $150 court-appointed legal assistance fee, and the state will dismiss count 1.
Okay. Mr. Dimmons, if you'll raise your right hand, do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? Thank you, sir. You can put your hand down. Mr. Dimmons, did you read the plea agreement? Did you sign it? Mr. Dimmons, I do accept your plea. Count 1 is dismissed. You're adjudicated guilty of the misdemeanor. You're sentenced to credit for time served. You'll need to pay the misdemeanor court cost, $150 public defender's fee. Okay. How long do you want for Mr. Dimmons to pay those?
Judge, I told him I was going to ask the court for a year if you could do that.
Mr. Dimmons, if you fail to pay those amounts within 1 year, then they'll go to a civil lien or judgment. Good luck to you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. Have a good day. Judge, I then have Julian Labella. Judge, Mr. Labello I have filed a motion, and I've noticed it for the 14th, which is your miscellaneous day.
Good.
The second thing is that Mr. Gomez and I agreed and stipulated that his GPS monitor could be removed.
Okay.
And so we need to take care of that. And then as far as where the case is going, I think we'll just have to wait till Thursday to decide.
Okay. Mr. LaBello, okay, for one thing, I do grant the motion to remove the GPS monitor. And I'll see you back here on Thursday on the motion. Is that at 2:30? That's at 2:30, right?
I think
at
I noticed
9
it for 9.
Okay. I'll see you on Thursday at 9 o'clock.
Yes.
And then we still got it set for plea trial, correct?
Yes, sir. I think that we'll just leave it set that way.
Okay, good. So I'll see you on Thursday. Thank you, sir.
Judge, the next case I have is Jaden Lovett. Mr. Lovett's here. Judge, in looking at all of his cases, the most serious of the cases is the newer of all of them is the 21 CF 206. The other cases, the 2020 cases, which are 2020 CF 2867, 2869, and 2870. Judge, those are simply, appears to be, for the lack of a better term, car hopping cases, basically, where there's he and a couple of other people allegedly doing things. I haven't talked directly with the state about this, but I just wanted to point out, I think if the state can't find the other people that were involved and get them present, they're probably not able to proceed. So I would ask the court to consider setting one of those cases for trial, and we would just do that for the next 3 times around just to see if we can get those taken care of.
What if we set more than one of those for trial?
Judge, we can do that, but I just know sometimes people kind of buck on that, but I don't have a problem with that.
Okay.
Subpoena the people, and if they show, if they don't, they don't.
I understand. To the state, so plea trial for Mr. Lovett on, are we doing it on all 4 of the cases or just the 3 cases?
Just the 3 2020 cases.
Okay. Any objection to that? Setting Mr. Lovett's 3 2020 cases for plea trial.
No, Your Honor.
Okay. And then what about the 21 CF 206?
Judge, that's the most serious case. That's a lot more complicated.
Is that going to be continued?
Judge, I think that one needs to be continued. Let's see if we can resolve these other 3.
Okay. So, Mr. Lovett, I'll see you back here a week from today. And we'll be looking at going to trial at the end of this month. I'll see you on Monday, a week from today, and then I'll see you a week from Thursday. For the purposes of today, that's jury review to make sure that we're all ready for a jury trial if that's where we're going. But just the one for today is 9 o'clock Monday morning. I'll see you back here. Monday morning.
Right, docket day is a week from today.
Right.
And then when is?
Jury review is a week from Thursday.
A week after. That's why I got a little confused.
Okay, so that's why I said just when you leave here, I'll see you a week from today on Monday at 9 o'clock. Okay?
Be here a week from today. Okay. Judge, I then have Kevin McNamara. Judge, he's got 2 cases, 22 CF 2789 and 23 CF 90. Judge, he contacted my office Thursday of last week, and there had been a death in his family, and so we made arrangements for him to come to Crestview, and he signed waivers. And I also have put in, and the court has signed an order to have Dr. Harper evaluate him. I know that he has met with her, I think, 2 times. If we could just continue it.
Okay. It's continued, yes, sir.
What's the new pretrial?
May 13th.
5/13?
Correct.
Then, Judge, I've got Joe Petit. Mr. Petit's present. Judge, got, the first case on the docket is 23 CF 813, and I know the state was looking at that because I believe the FDLE report come back negative.
I believe I filed an amended information last week on that removed the...
And then, so if we could just leave both of these cases set for docket date, plea, or continuance.
Okay. Mr. Petit, I'll see you a week from today at 9 o'clock.
Okay, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Judge, the next case I have is Carlos Samblin. Mr. Samblin? Mr. Samblin? Judge, we were able to have depositions last Wednesday, and I don't know if the state's position has changed any, but we'll just set it for trial. This one, I think, will go to trial, Judge.
Okay.
The alleged victim in the case was not able to be found for deposition. So, I guess we got docket day then.
Right.
On
Mr.
Monday.
Samblin, I'll see you a week from today on the 18th, Monday the 18th at 9 o'clock.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Have a good day.
You too.
And then I've got Lucas, I never can pronounce his name, Judge.
Yes, sir.
Simplicino.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Simplicino. Lucas. Judge, he's always here. I know that his girlfriend was having some form of a transplant, and he was having to go back and forth to either Tampa or Gainesville. So let me step out and see if I've got a
You want to
phone
pass it
number.
until this afternoon?
What's-
You're going to be here this afternoon with inmates, right?
I will, via Zoom.
Right. Yes, sir. That's fine.
Yeah,
Let's just
yeah.
pass it, and Madam Clerk will remind us this afternoon. Okay.
Judge, I then have Britton Snell. Snell present. Judge, we also had depositions on Mr. Snell Wednesday. So I'd like to leave it set for docket day in hopes that maybe we can resolve it.
Okay. Plea trial
That's up to the state, Judge.
on Mr. Britton Snell's case, plea trial.
Do plea continue on that? I think we were going to work that out, I thought, so.
Judge, please continue, fine.
Plea continued trial next time if it's not resolved.
Okay.
Mr. Snell, I'll see you a week from today at 9. Okay? Thank you.
Judge, I believe that's all I've got now. Let me just mention to the court at 1:30, I'm sorry, at 2 o'clock, I have a divorce hearing that was already previously scheduled. It's less than an hour. But if I don't show up right at the 1:30, just understand that I'll probably show up at 1:30 and see if my people start getting called, but I don't think they will. They're further down the list.
You may want to let the jail know.
Okay, maybe I can get moved up first.
Because we'll have plenty to do. Just ask the jail if they'll move your folks back.
I'll absolutely do that.
Okay,
Thank
good.
you, Judge.
Thank you, sir. Okay, Mr. Cobb.
Yes, sir. Judge, the first case I have on the docket is State versus Lucas. Buddy, are you here? Oh, he's come up here. Okay. Judge, we have depositions scheduled on May 2nd. I don't really, the next continuance cycle, would that be May 14th, or is there a pretrial in between?
And this is Mr. Lucas?
Yes, sir, Mr. Lucas.
Hold on one second.
I saw that there's one case left on the docket. I thought they had already been continued, but I might be mistaken about that. It's the 2022-1918.
Yes, sir. Got it. So you want to, what's going on with that case? It's a 22 case?
We have depositions scheduled May 2nd.
Great.
It's a trafficking and fentanyl case along with the weapon charge. I'm like the third attorney on it.
Mr. Lucas, do you agree to the continuance?
Yes, sir.
I'll see you back here on May 13th at 9 o'clock. If the state offers you something that you want to accept before that date and you want to avoid about 250 people, you can enter a plea before then. Otherwise, May 13th at 9.
Yes,
Okay?
sir.
And I do want the court to know that he did talk to me about possibly removing his monitor. I told him I'd talk to Mr. Gomez about it. Mr. Gomez is going to look into it, and if
Good.
Mr. Gomez agrees, I'll just submit the necessary paperwork to get it done.
Right. Good.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Judge, my next case is Vicki Milligan, State versus Vicki Milligan. She was here this morning. I spoke with her.
Good.
She's house sitting and had to get back to take care of, I guess, feeding the dog.
Okay.
She's on a bike, so she needed to go ahead and get going.
Okay.
But this is the second time up, I believe. I just downloaded the discovery last week. It's going to be a case that we can resolve. I am asking for one continuance.
Okay, it's continued.
Okay, the next case I have is State versus Raymond Morgan, and Mr. Morgan is present here today. If I can approach with Mr. Gomez.
Yes, sir.
Hi, I'm Wanda Roberts. For the last 20 years, I've been helping the residents of Northwest Florida buy and sell their properties. My office is just 1 block south of the courthouse in historic downtown Crestview. Give us a call at 850-398-5389.
Hi, I'm Michael Gilbert, defense attorney with Warrior Law. I represent those accused in Santa Rosa, Okaloosa, and Walton County. If you or anyone you know has been accused of a crime, give us a call. We can help.
The Cottage Formalware, located at 648 North Wilson Street, has all your needs for looking your best. We have homecoming, prom, and pageant dresses. We have tux rental suits, vests, ties. Need something casual? We have that too.
Mr. Morgan, unusual conversation. One was, Mr. Cobb asked if I had any objection to you going to drug court on Wednesday, basically seeing if you could lay the foundation for them to accept you. And I said, absolutely, I have no objection to that at all. The thing that I'm smiling about is, Mr. Cobb said, if he doesn't do that, then you're going to enter a plea a week from today, and it's going to be with no agreement with the state. Well, Mr. Cobb can't bind you to that. Yes. You're the only person that can say that. So, is that what you want to do? Do you want to, if you're not accepted into drug court, do you intend to enter a plea without an agreement with the state a week from today?
No.
Okay. Seeing your furrowed brow, you're concerned. What I'm going to do is put down plea or continue for Mr. Morgan.
Yes.
So, Mr. Morgan, what that means is go to drug court. They have a lot more tools than I have. They have a lot more flexibility, but they really stay on you. And, I really hope that you'll get into drug court and that you'll do that. If you don't do that, then I'll see you back here a week from today.
Yes, sir.
At 9 o'clock.
Yes, sir.
And we'll be marching toward trial. On that date, I'll say, okay, I'm doing trial next time, which will be we're heading that way.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So I'll see you back here Monday at 9 o'clock.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Judge, just 1 second. I just was trying to make sure he knew how serious it was for him to show up on Wednesday at drug court, so he could sit through it. You know how serious it is, right?
Yes.
You've got to go, okay?
All right. Yes, sir. I got you.
Thank you, sir. Okay. Yes, sir, Mr. Cobb. Who's next?
Okay, I'll keep going. Kevin Mean, State versus Kevin Mean. He's present for the court.
Yes,
Judge, this is State versus Kevin Mean and 2023 CF 2399. I've got depositions in the process of being scheduled, I believe, the end of April. I do have the discovery. I've gone over some of that with him. I'm going to be asking for a continuance to the May 13th docket.
Mr. Mean, do you agree to the continuance?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I'll see you back here on May 13th. Stay in touch with Mr. Cobb. Thank you, sir.
Okay. Right. And then State versus John Moore,
Thank you.
Mr. Moore? Judge, I spoke to him this week. He's fairly advanced in age, recently released inmate in a wheelchair who has lots of transportation problems, but I know where he is.
Are you coming back this afternoon? Do you have any inmates?
Yeah, oh, yes, sir, I do.
Well, then why don't we just pass him until this afternoon?
Yes, sir, that'd be fine.
Okay, good.
The remainder of my cases are all in custody, so I'll see you this afternoon.
Sounds good. Thank you, sir.
Judge.
Okay. Mr. Nettle? I think you've worn the carpet out there next to the state attorney's office.
Go ahead, Judge. I'm not the best negotiator in the world, I guess. Judge, I have 4 individuals on today's docket.
Okay.
First one I would call would be Demetrius Warmble. We have a waiver of his appearance on file. This is the second time up. I'm waiting on discovery from the state, and I would ask to continue this case. I'm primarily interested in seeing the FDLE results for the contraband that was allegedly found on his.
So to the state, 2 months ago, Mr. Nettle was also asking for discovery. What's the status of that?
I believe Mr. Snell was just recently assigned to this case, Judge.
Okay.
I'll go and check to see if it's been sent. If not, it'll get it immediately, so I'll get on it right
Good.
now.
Okay. So it's continued for 1 cycle.
Is that May 13th?
Correct.
The other out-of-custody case I have is Michael Wilsey. And Mr. Wilsey's here in court.
Good. Hello, Mr. Woolsey.
Mr. Wilsey. Mr. Wilsey has 2 cases, Judge. One is 23 CF 1041. The other case is 23 CF 2312. Pursuant to the negotiation with the state, Mr. Wilsey would be entering a no contest pleas as charged on both cases. In 23 CF 1042, or 10, that should be 1041, I'm sorry. He would receive 36 months of probation. He would pay court costs of $515. There's restitution in the amount of $1,300 to Walmart. And the cost of investigation is of $67.59 to the Niceville Police Department. In 23 CF 2312, he would receive 12 months of drug offender probation concurrent with 23 CF 1041. He would get credit for time served on the misdemeanor. He would pay court costs of $615. Cost of investigation of $89.50 to the Niceville Police Department. The conditions of probation on the drug offender probation would be a curfew of 7 p.m. to 7 a.m. There would be a substance abuse evaluation within 30 days and begin any recommended treatment within 60 days. No trespassing at Walmart, 1300 John Sims Parkway, Niceville. 48 hours community service. He would attend an anti-theft class, and adjudication would be withheld. If I may approach,
Yes, sir. Thank you.
I don't have Mr. Snow indicates he will comply with school.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Wilsey, if you'll raise your right hand, do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Wilsey, did you read the plea agreement?
Yes.
Do you understand it?
Yes.
Did you discuss it with your attorney?
Yes.
Did he answer all of your questions?
Yes.
Are you satisfied with his representation?
Yes.
Did you sign the plea agreement?
Yes.
Mr. Wilsey, I do accept your plea. Adjudication is withheld. You're sentenced to 36 months probation in count 1 of 23 CF 1041. Yes, sir. You need to pay the court costs in both cases. Restitution in 1041 of $1,300. That's to Walmart. Cost of investigation, $67.59. In 23 CF 2312, 12 months drug offender probation. That's concurrent with the other sentence, so it runs at the same time. That's in count 1 of that case. Count 2 of 2312, credit for time served. You'll need to pay the court cost, $89.50 to the Niceville Police Department for the cost of an investigation. You will need to pay the $40 per month cost of supervision. You'll have drug offender probation curfew from 7 p.m. to 7 a.m. Submit to a substance abuse evaluation within 30 days from today. Begin any treatment if it's recommended within 60 days from today. Have no trespassing at the Walmart in Niceville. Perform 48 hours of community service work and enter and successfully complete the anti-theft course. Thank you, sir. Good luck to you.
Judge, I have 2 inmates, Cerise Loomis.
They'll be here at 1:30.
Oh,
Okay.
then I will, well, I need her, she's going to be on Zoom.
Correct.
I needed her to sign her medical release, so I guess I'll have to go to the jail for that. All right,
Okay.
thank you.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Ufelter, you ready? Mr. Ufelter, can you hear me? Mr. Ufelter. There you go, good. Mr. Ufelter, who is your client?
Your Honor, Michael Ufferman.
Ufferman. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Mr. Ufferman. Yes, sir. Because I was thinking you were an attorney, so who represents Mr. Ufferman?
Well,
Mr. Ufferman's
Your
an
Honor,
attorney.
Michael Ufferman, I'm the lawyer. I represent Corey Farms, which is case number 2002 CF 2198.
Good,
This
Ms.
is a 3.850 motion that has 2 different claims regarding newly discovered evidence, and we need to set this for an evidentiary hearing. I believe it'll be a half-day evidentiary hearing. I'm prepared. I have dates that I'm available. I have co-counsel with me, so I have dates that we're available, or I can contact your judicial assistant and schedule a hearing that way, whatever you prefer, Your Honor.
No, let's see if we can do it. And Mr. Ufferman, my glasses don't focus. They're new glasses, and they don't focus as well as my old glasses, so I apologize.
No apology needed, Your Honor.
So how far out do you want to set that hearing?
I have dates in June, July, August, and September.
Okay. So June, do you want to do June 13th at 2:30?
Yes, that's perfect.
Your Honor, the state anticipates I'll be in jury trial with Judge Webster that week.
Okay. So then do you want June 20th, or are you going to be in trial with him?
I'm not available June 20th, Your Honor. My next date from there then goes to July. It would be that week of July 9th through 12th.
Okay.
Actually, June 13th, I can make that work.
Okay. So June 13th at 2:30 for the 3.850.
Your Honor, would you like me to file a notice of hearing?
Please, sir, if you would. And that's in
And I'll also prepare the motion to transport and provide a proposed order to transport.
Please, sir, that'd be great.
Very good.
Thanks,
And
Mr.
you-
Ufferman. Yes, sir, thank you.
Thank you. Good seeing you.
Good seeing you. Any other private counsel on Zoom? Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Ms.
good
Powell.
morning, Your Honor. Rankin Powell on behalf of Jonathan Watson.
Thanks, Ms. Powell.
My pleasure, Your Honor.
Okay, so do you have a waiver from your client to be here?
I did, Your Honor. My client's presence is waived, and just for purposes of the record, this is in case 22 CF 483. Judge, we have one final deposition remaining. That's the deposition of the alleged victim in the case, and that is currently set for May 2nd, so I'm asking for a one-cycle continuance to finalize that.
Okay, yes, ma'am, it's continued until May 13th at 9 o'clock.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Judge. We'll see you then.
Thanks, Ms. Powell.
And Your Honor, Tony Staples on behalf of Anthony Payne.
Hello, Mr. Staples.
How are you doing, sir?
Good, how are you?
I'm doing wonderful.
Good.
We are ready for trial. I believe the state is going to be asking for a continuance.
Okay, regarding Mr. Staples' case?
That's correct, Judge. I do realize this is an older case, but it does involve the hard drive of a former law enforcement officer whose search warrant returns are no longer available. we believed we had this worked out. If you'll recall, last time at Docket Day, they said ready for trial. However, we need time to get those search warrant returns back. We have reissued the search warrant returns, but we're still waiting on those. I don't believe state has ever asked for a continuance, so we are seeking one last continuance to obtain those.
Okay. So the state's continuance is granted, so the case is set for May 13th, and I am saying that it's ready for trial that cycle.
Yes, Judge.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Your Honor.
Thanks, Mr. Staples.
Yes, sir. Have a good day.
You too. Okay.
Judge Alex Morris on behalf of Caitlin Jones.
Hello, Mr. Morris.
Good morning to you, sir.
Good morning, sir. Okay, Mr. Morris?
Judge, I saw while we've been on Zoom that Your Honor signed off on my motion for substitution of counsel to the order. I filed a written motion to continue. There's an amended one also because I didn't really put enough substance in the initial one to get the court information on why I wanted to continue it. But I am requesting a continuance. I would request really a brief one, maybe to the very beginning of May or the end of April.
Okay. So it's continued until May 13th, okay?
That works great.
Sounds good. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Judge.
Okay. Any other private counsel that are on Zoom? I don't see
Good
any.
afternoon,
Oh, good.
Your Honor.
Yes, sir.
Ken Downs on behalf of Mark Ward.
Yes, sir, Mr. Mounty.
Judge, I had filed a waiver of appearance for my client.
Good.
I recently got discovery. I believe we will resolve the case next time up if we could continue it to your May 13th docket.
Okay, so continued trial next time?
Yes.
Okay. Yes, sir, you've got it.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Which case was that, Your Honor?
Mark Ward.
Mark Ward,
okay.
23 CF 2471. Then I've got pro ses. First, I've got Thomas Lowry. Thomas Michael Lowry III. I don't see Mr. Lowry. What does the state seek?
Capias, Your Honor.
A capias will be issued for Mr. Lowry. Alexander Rawl. Alexander Rawl. Mr. Rawl. 23 CF 2594. Hello, Mr. Rawl.
Hello, sir.
Mr. Rawl, have you previously been offered a public defender?
You gave me some paperwork last time I was here, but I have not been able to keep track of that paperwork. I am currently homeless. My family and I are staying in a hotel.
Okay, let me ask you this. So, how much money have you made per month over the last 5 months?
Not very much. Right now, I'm just barely making it to pay the hotel and keep food on the kids' plates.
So, how much do you think you've averaged making per month over the last 5 months?
Maybe $3,000 or $4,000 a month.
Okay, you're probably not going to qualify for the public defender.
I mean, I don't even know if that's accurate. I'm just...
Well, before you leave here this morning, you need to fill out that financial affidavit.
Yes, sir.
And turn it in, and then I'll talk to you this morning. Do you have a pen or something for it? Good. So if you'll fill that out and then sign it. Okay? Good. So I'll see you in a little bit. You can go back to your seat and we'll bring you back up. Hugo Racinos Sanchez. Mr. Sanchez, 23 CF 2790. Mr. Sanchez, have you previously been offered a public defender?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you want a public defender? What happened?
I didn't reach out.
I'm sorry?
I didn't get it. I didn't get a public defender.
I don't understand.
I didn't get a public defender.
Okay. So you didn't qualify financially?
Yeah.
Okay. So you're going to be representing yourself?
Yeah.
Is there an offer to Mr. Sanchez?
Adjudication, 180 days in the county jail.
Okay. Is the state ready to go to trial?
We will Yes, sir. We'll send out subpoenas.
Mr. Sanchez, you're not going to hire a private attorney?
For the next court or right now?
I'm heading toward trial at the end of this month. So now, you need to get one. Here's what I'm going to do is I'm going to set it, kind of a term of art that I think Walton County used, but plea or soft trial plea or soft trial, which means that I will see you back here a week from today at 9 o'clock. We're going to start heading toward a trial. So if you're going to hire an attorney, you need to get them on board. They need to be with you a week from today at 9 o'clock, okay? If not, then I'm going to start talking. I'll ask you a lot of different questions about representing yourself, and then we're going to be heading toward trial, okay? They tell us in law school, if you have yourself as a client, you're a fool. And that's what they tell us in law school as attorneys. So you need to have an attorney, okay?
Yeah, that's what my boss told me.
Okay, good.
Thank
Well,
you.
I agree with your boss. I'll see you on Monday at 9.
Okay.
Thank you, sir. Next is Donald Sanders. Hello, Mr. Sanders. So, Mr. Sanders, you don't have an attorney either?
No, Ricky told me to ask you to appoint me a public defender.
Okay.
And then we would deal with it because I'm just waiting on an estate from a death.
Okay. So tell me, how much money have you averaged making per month over the last 5 months?
I've been slow the last 2 months, really. The last 5 months.
Yeah, and just per month, what have you averaged making? Okay, well then fill out that financial affidavit before you leave today, and I'll talk to you before you leave. So fill it out right now, okay?
I'm just literate. If somebody can help me, I can't really read it.
Oh, okay.
Sign my name to it.
Okay, good. So if you'll go down to the clerk's office, and they'll help you with that. Turn it into the clerk today before you leave the courthouse, and I'll see you back here a week from today at 9 o'clock.
Ricky said that I should ask you for a month or something for a public defender to go through my case or something. I don't know.
Yep, nope. Fill that out, turn it into the clerk before you leave the courthouse, and I'll see you a week from today at 9.
So turn it in downstairs?
Turn it in downstairs, right, to the clerk, where then they can see if you qualify financially, and then we'll talk about it on Monday.
I thank you, Mr. Brown.
Thank you, sir. Okay, thank you. Next is Deanna Stevens. Deanna Faye Stevens. I don't see Miss Stevens. KPS will be issued for Miss Stevens.
I have Miss Stevens just appointed me for talk about 23 CF 2793.
Good, okay. There's no KPS issued for her.
She's here this morning, Judge, to give her my card. And
Perfect.
we can have this set for 5:13.
Yes, sir. It's continued.
Thanks, Judge.
Okay, then back on Thomas Lowry, I was handed a note from the clerk.
I'm trying to look that up, Judge, because that name is ringing a bell to me in drug court, but I don't know if it's the same Lowry, and maybe because there's been instances where we've missed a clerk number on a plea agreement and it stays outstanding, but as of right now, I don't have internet.
Okay, what I'm going to do is not issue a KPS for Mr. Lowry in 23 CF 1131, but put it for plea continue. So if Mr. Lowry's not here, if he doesn't appear on Monday, then I'll probably issue a KPS.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, to the PD.
First, I have the honor to be Samantha Blair, followed by Monica Coronado.
Thank you.
Ms. Blair, as she approaches, Your Honor, I talked with Mr. Snell this morning. We were awaiting FDLE results. If we could put Ms. Blair on for Thursday morning, the the 14th. Mr. Snell's going to check with FDLE. If we don't have it by Thursday, expect a plea on Thursday.
Okay. Ms. Blair, I'll see you on Thursday at 9, okay?
Yes, sir, thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
All right, I'll see you in a couple days. Next will be Monica Coronado, followed by James Hyam. Your Honor, this is Ms. Coronado. I talked with Mr. Gomez this morning. I believe the state's going to agree to dismiss this case and reduce any outstanding financials to a final judgment.
That's correct, Your Honor.
Okay. Ms. Coronado, your case is dismissed. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
All right, Monica. Anything comes up, call me, okay? All right, call my office and
Thank you, sir.
we'll talk.
Next on Zoom, Tiffany Lockman.
If we could pass Ms. Lockman's case, I saw her earlier on Zoom.
Okay.
But I know we're up against lunch, so.
Okay.
Christopher LaPierre. Followed by Jenna Linton. Mr. LaPierre is present and approaching, Your Honor. We are awaiting some additional discovery in Mr. LaPierre's case. We did take the deposition of investigator Padilla a couple weeks ago, and during that deposition, he disclosed that there was actually a larger police report that had not been turned over yet, so we would ask the court for a one-cycle continuance for Mr. LaPierre.
Mr. LaPierre, do you agree to the continuance?
Yes, sir.
I'll see you back here on May 13th, okay? Thank you, sir.
All right, I'll call you and we'll talk. All right. Next, I have Jenna Linton, followed by Donald Lowe. Ms. Linton is present, Your Honor. We have reached an agreement to resolve her case. At this time, Ms. Linton is going to enter a no contest plea as charged on counts 1 and 2. The agreed upon disposition is that she will be placed on 1 year of probation, which will be concurrent to any other supervision. She's already on probation for 3 years out of Walton County, so the intent is that this is concurrent to that. And the only other conditions of probation are the court costs of $615 and $150 in public defender fees, and there would be a withhold of adjudication.
Okay, and that's concurrent on each count and with any other
Yes, sir.
sentence? And then $40 per month cost of supervision?
Yes, sir.
Okay?
May I approach?
Yes, sir.
Actually, would the court entertain waiving the cost of supervision here since she's already paying in Walton County? I talked to probation, and this can be transferred to Walton County, so she's not reporting to 2 different probation offices.
Probation, if probation is transferred from Okaloosa to Walton, would then Ms. Linton only have to pay $140 per month?
Yes, Your Honor.
Good, okay. Ms. Linton, if you'll raise your right hand, do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, sir.
Thank you, ma'am. You can put your hand down. Ms. Linton, did you read the plea agreement?
Yes.
Do you understand it?
Yes.
Did you sign it?
Yes.
Ms. Linton, I do accept your plea. Adjudication is withheld. You're sentenced to 1 year of probation, and that's concurrent with each other in both counts and with any other supervision you're on. You'll need to pay the court costs, $150 public defender's fee, $40 cost of supervision only if you're supervised here and not in Walton County. And I think that's it, Ms. Linton. Thank you, ma'am. Good luck to you. Probation's the first row back on the right. Yes, ma'am.
Next, I have Donald Lowe, followed by David Makoff. This is Mr. Lowe. Mr. Lowe, until just a couple of days ago, was incarcerated in the Wakulla County Jail. As a matter of fact, I called him last week to confirm he was there, and he was still there when I talked to them. I'm actually surprised he's here. I would ask the court for a one-cycle continuance. The intent for Mr. Lowe has been to try to get his driver's license, but unfortunately he's been in jail. However, I will, just to inform Mr. Lowe, one of these will be set for trial next cycle if we don't get a driver's license or some kind of resolution.
I still have my job, so I still have the opportunity not to.
Okay.
So, Mr. Lowe, do you agree to the continuance this cycle?
Yes, sir.
I'll see you back here on May 13th, and we'll be looking at going to trial that cycle.
All right.
Thank you.
Next would be David Makoff, followed by Zach McClain. If we could approach very briefly on Mr. Makoff.
Yes, sir.
Mason. She's going to be on Zoom. This is Mr. McLean. I did talk to Mr. McLean last week, Your Honor, and he's expecting to be eligible for a driver's license on April 11th.
Good.
So I would ask the court for a one-cycle continuance. If we get an earlier resolution in the month of April, we'll advance it on the docket.
Good.
Yeah, if you get that driver's license, send it over to me and we'll take care of it.
So, Mr. McLean, I'll see you back here on May 13th if your case isn't dismissed by that time.
Thank you, Mr. Salazar.
Thank you, sir.
Did you catch when you called me Salazar?
Next on Zoom is going to be Mary Mason.
Ms. Mason, can you hear us? Good. Thank you, ma'am.
Your Honor, Ms. Mason has two different cases. I did see that the state filed an amended discovery, I believe, in the 23 CF 2236 case, either today or late Friday. The cases are on the verge of being prepared for trial, being ready for trial, but given that amended discovery, I would ask the court for a one-cycle continuance. However, Mary, just so you're aware, this is most likely going to be set for a trial next cycle if we don't reach a resolution, okay?
Okay, and also, I'm also going to say that the Parks Recreational people, they're supposed to be contacting your office.
Okay, well, we'll talk about that later.
Okay. So, Ms. Mason, I'll see you back here on May 13th at 9 o'clock, and then we'll be looking at going to trial that month.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Thank you, ma'am.
Goodbye.
Mr. Kleins, if you want to take a second, let me bring up Mr. Rawl.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Mr. Rawl? Mr. Rawl, so I'm going to give this to the clerk. The clerk will look at it. The clerk very well may tell you that you don't qualify. At the bottom, you can appeal that to the judge, and a judge has more latitude than that. Do you have all your expenses in here? You just talk about you don't have any assets. Basically, what's the sales pitch? If the break-even is usually about $2,000 and you're making $2,500, why should the court deviate from that? And from this, there isn't really any substance. If it was appealed to me this way, I'd say deny, because there's no reason for me to say I should go outside the norm. So are there any other expenses you want to add to this, or do you just want me to give it to the court?
I didn't know there was expenses on there. I guess I read it wrong.
Okay.
I saw assets on there. I didn't see anything about expenses.
I've just had other folks that have put, what you've got 4 dependents, right? Okay. Any words that you want to add on that, you can, and then just hand it to the bailiff. I'll see you back here a week from today at 9 o'clock, okay? But if you want to put anything on there that says, that expounds on the 4 dependents, I would do that, okay? But after you do that and hand it back in, then you can leave. Thank you, sir. Yes, sir, Mr. Klein.
Your Honor, next I have Antonio Malone, will be followed by John Matthews.
Mr. Malone?
Your Honor, as Mr. Malone approaches, he has done the observation period for drug court. Unfortunately, he was sick last week and did not make it. What I would like to ask the court to do is to put Mr. Malone's case over to the afternoon of the 21st for status. I talked with Mr. Gomez, and I have instructed Mr. Malone to report to drug court this Wednesday. And the reason I'm asking to pass it over to the 21st is that would give him 2 weeks of potential drug court appearances, and I want to make sure that he's accepted into drug court before he's back before this court, I guess I should say.
Well, and on the 24th is jury review. Is the state going to be ready to go to trial if we get here on March 21st and say Mr. Malone was not accepted into drug court?
I mean, Your Honor, I can go ahead and send out the subs that we send out tomorrow, so that way they're out. And then if
Good.
he gets admitted to drug court, I'll be the first person to know because I'm the drug court prosecutor, and I can just cancel the subpoenas at that time.
Okay. So, Mr. Malone, I'm looking at going to trial at the end of this month. I will see you back here a week from Thursday on March 21st at 9 o'clock. If you haven't gotten into drug court, then we're going to be looking at going to trial that next week, okay? So stay in touch with Mr. Kleins, but I hope you get in drug court. Thank you, sir.
All right, I'll see you.
Please make sure you're there on Wednesday.
Next I have John Matthews, followed by Neil Matthews. This is John Matthews, Your Honor, and we will announce plea or trial.
Okay.
I would ask the court to put Mr. Matthews directly on the morning of the 21st, since I will not be here next Monday.
Got you. Okay. So, Mr. Matthews, I'll see you back here a week from Thursday on March 21st at 9 o'clock. If it's not, if the state hadn't offered you something that you want to accept that day, then we'll be going to trial that next week, okay?
Yes, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Be awesome if we had.
Next I have Neil Matthews, followed by Edgardo Matute Antunez.
And if you hold on one second, Rachel, thank you. Okay, yes, sir.
This is Mr. Neil Matthews, Your Honor. We have reached an agreement to resolve this. At this time, Mr. Matthews is going to enter a no contest plea as charged. The agreed upon disposition is that he will be placed on probation, administrative probation for 1 year. He will pay $40.07 in restitution to CEFCO, and he will be assessed $615 in court costs and $150 in public defender fees, and he's previously been adjudicated. May I approach?
Yes, sir. Mr. Matthews, if you'll raise your right hand, do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Mr. Matthews, did you read the plea agreement?
Yes, sir.
Do you understand it?
Yes, sir.
Did you sign it?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Matthews, I do accept your plea. You're adjudicated guilty. You're sentenced to 1 year administrative probation. You need to pay the $40.07 in restitution. The court costs $150 public defender's fee.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, sir. Good luck to you.
Next, I have Edgardo Matute Antunez, followed by Derek McLean. Your Honor, this is Mr. Matute Antunez. I believe the state has an announcement. Mr. Matute Antunez.
Is this the one? Yeah. Your Honor, at this time, having spoken directly with the victim and hearing her request, the statements that she made was that she never called the law enforcement. She did not want charges being pressed, and that she will not be cooperative. For those reasons, we are dismissing this case, Your Honor.
Okay. Your case is dismissed. Thank you, sir.
All right, that's it.
Thank you.
All right.
Judge, may I call that order?
Yes, sir. Good. Thank you.
Jason McKinney on behalf of Brenda Watson, 23 CF 2824. This is a first pretrial. We are awaiting discovery. It is, I can see that the first 3 pages are working through, which the rest of it usually follows.
Okay, and I'm sorry.
This
her
is
last-
Brenda Watson.
Thank you.
The defense is going to be requesting a continuance.
Okay. Ms. Watson, let me find your name. Got it. Okay. Ms. Watson, do you agree to the continuance? Okay. I'll see you back here on May 13th, okay? Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. Yes, ma'am. Thank you. You too.
David, do you have internet?
Mr. Kleins?
Next, I have Derek McLean, followed by Elaine McPhee. And this is Mr. McLean, Your Honor. On Friday, this past Friday, the state listed an additional witness, and that would be Deputy, or actually I think he's a Corporal, Casey Dew. I did talk to Mr. McLean and explain what I think the potential importance is of Corporal Dew. So based on the fact that we just got this filed on Friday, we would ask the court for a 1-cycle continuance to take Corporal Dew's deposition. And I do want to be clear to the court, Practically speaking, we're scheduling depositions kind of into late May and June. However, given the age of this case, I will talk with Mr. Gomez and make sure we get this single deposition taken before the May 13th docket, so the case
Good.
will be ready for trial.
Okay. Mr. McLean, do you agree to the continuance? I'll see you back here on May 13th. I'm putting down trial that cycle, okay?
Okay.
Thank you.
Next, I have Ms. Elaine McPhee, followed by Nunani Gage Medina Dykes.
Hello, Ms. McPhee.
Your Honor, this is Ms. McPhee. We did have a meeting in my office last week, and we did take the deposition of the alleged victim in the case the day after that meeting. I do need Ms. McPhee to come in and listen to the deposition. We are going to be potentially pursuing a potential insanity defense here. It's based on a medical issue, not a psychological issue, so I'm going to have to find somebody who's qualified to even do the evaluation. I would ask the court for a one-cycle continuance. So.
Okay. Ms. McPhee, do you agree to the continuance?
Yes.
Okay. I'll see you back here on May 13th, okay? Thank you, ma'am.
I'll see you. I'll call you.
Okay. Next will be Mr. Medina Dykes, followed by Alexis Morales.
And this is Mr. Medina Dykes. We do have an agreement to resolve Mr. Medina Dykes' case.
Thank you.
This time, Mr. Medina Dykes is going to be entering a no contest plea as charged. For count 1, he'll be placed on 2 years of probation, concurrent to any other supervision. He's already being supervised out of Washington County. On count 2, that's a first-degree misdemeanor to be 1129 probation, concurrent to the 2 years on count 1. The only special condition is that Mr. Medina Dykes have to perform 10 hours of community service. He would be assessed $615 in court costs, $150 in public defender fees, and there would be a withhold of adjudication.
Okay.
May I approach?
Yes, sir. Thank you. Mr. Medina Dykes, if you'll raise your right hand, do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, sir.
Thank you, sir. You can put your hand down. Did you read the plea agreement?
Yes, sir.
Do you understand it?
Yes, sir.
Did you discuss it with your attorney?
Yes, sir.
Did he answer all of your questions?
Yes, sir.
Are you satisfied with his representation?
Yes, sir.
Did you sign the plea agreement?
Yes, sir.
I do accept your plea. Adjudication is withheld. You're sentenced to 2 years probation. That's concurrent on each count and concurrent with any other supervision you're on. You'll need to perform 10 hours of community service work, pay the court costs, $150 public defender's fee. Mr. Medina Dykes, I just have to say a couple of observations about you. One is your hair is vibrant as far as the red. It's really neat. And the other thing is you got a great voice, a great deep voice. So I wish you the best, sir.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Why haven't I got that copy?
Next will be Alexis Morales. Alexis Morales.
Okay.
Your Honor, I don't believe Mr. Morales is present.
Okay, what does the state seek?
State request a KPS, Your Honor.
KPS will be issued for Mr. Morales.
Next, I have Devin Morales, followed by Louis Morant. This is Mr. Morales, present and approaching. If we could pass Mr. Morales, I'm going to have to talk to him.
Okay.
If we could pass him to the afternoon docket.
Yes, sir. I'll see you this
I'll see you
afternoon.
after lunch.
Louis Morant.
Your Honor, I believe I filed a waiver for Mr. Morant. We are getting him into the vet court program. I did talk with Ed Rivera last week, and so that process is happening.
So it's continued.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Next, I have Shira Morris, followed by Stephen Mosley.
And this is Ms. Morris. We are going to be asking the court for a one-cycle continuance for Ms. Morris. We did take the deposition of the alleged victim in this case. I need Ms. Morris to listen to that deposition. She's currently scoring a presumptive DOC sentence. So I would like for her to be able to listen to that to decide how she wants to proceed, because that's the basis for the request, is so that I can get her into my office and listen to this deposition.
So, Ms. Morris, I'll see you back here on May 13th at 9 o'clock, and I'm going to put down trial next time. So if it's not resolved at that time on May 13th, then we'll be going to trial, okay? Thank you, ma'am. Still got a good smile.
Next, I have Stephen Mosley, followed by Mariah Mons.
And this is Mr. Stephen Mosley?
Stephen Mosley?
Mr. Mosley was present, Your Honor.
Why don't we
can
just
pass him?
Pass him, yes, sir.
Next, I have Mariah Mott on Zoom.
Okay, Ms. Mott?
If I could approach with the state very briefly.
Yes, sir. Hello, Ms. Mott.
Hello.
Check out the soaps, bath bombs, and other bath and body products, all made by hand with natural ingredients at Hub City Soapery.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. And Ms. Mott, I'll see you back here on May 13th at 9 o'clock, okay?
All right, thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am. Mr. Kleins?
Have a blessed day.
Thank you, ma'am. You too.
I believe he may be on Zoom. Hui Win?
Mr. Nguyen? I don't see
Maybe
Mr.
not.
Nguyen.
If we can pass him.
Okay.
I can get him on the phone pretty easy, so I'll call him at lunch.
Okay.
Next, I have Luann Nguyen. Mr. Nguyen, this Mr. Nguyen is present. Will be followed by Roderick Nolan. And this is Mr. Luann Nguyen, Your Honor. He is in my deposition waiting list. Based on that, I would ask the court to continue the case. Hopefully, we can get these depositions taken before next court date.
Okay. Mr. Nguyen, do you agree to the continuance?
Yes, sir.
I'll see you back here on May 13th at 9. Thank you, sir.
All right, call my assistant today. Okay. Next, I have Roderick Nolan, followed by Gage Noss.
Okay, you also have, is Mr. Nguyen, is he the one that's on Zoom?
Oh, there he is. Okay.
Okay, so if you don't mind stepping back for 1 second, we'll take Mr. Nguyen.
This is Mr.
Hui
H. Okay.
Your Honor, this is Mr. Hui Nguyen. Hey, Hui, I was just talking to the state. I'm going to ask the court to continue this one cycle. Mr. Gomez, your actual prosecutor, was not present at those depositions, and he needs to talk to the police officer before he's in a position to make a final formal offer. So I would ask the court for a one cycle continuance. If we get an answer quicker, we'll advance it on an earlier docket, certainly.
Okay. Mr. Nguyen, do you agree to the continuance?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, I'll see you back here on May 13th at 9 o'clock.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Now, Mr. Nolan.
Good.
So Mr. Nolan is present, Your Honor. We have an agreement to resolve this. At this time, Mr. Nolan is going to enter a no contest plea to count 2. Count 1 will be null prost. The agreed upon disposition is that Mr. Nolan will be sentenced to time served on count 2. He'd be assessed $615 in court costs, $150 in public defender fees, and he's been previously adjudicated.
And how long will he need to pay it?
I believe, did we say 9 months? Or 6? 6 months, Your Honor.
Okay,
Yeah, he's going to try to get it paid as quick as possible.
good.
May I approach?
Yes, sir. Mr. Nolan, if you'll raise your right hand, do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. You can put your hand down. Mr. Nolan, did you read the plea agreement?
Yes, sir.
Do you understand it?
Yes, sir.
Did you sign it?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Nolan, I do accept your plea. Count 1 is dismissed. You're adjudicated guilty of count 2. You're sentenced to credit for time served. You'll need to pay the court costs, $150 public defender's fee. If you fail to pay those amounts within 6 months from today, then they'll go to a civil lien or judgment. Thank you, sir. Good luck to you.
Next, I have Gage Noss.
want to see Mr. Noss.
So a capias is issued for Mr. Noss.
The last I have out of custody who's present on Zoom is Dante Orr.
Okay, Mr. Orr.
How you doing?
Good, how are you?
Just said it.
Good.
Just said it.
Just said it.
Yeah, because I mean, if we don't, then I'll resolve it.
What will we do on Thursday?
Okay.
Hey, Dante, the state is checking on that FDLE. I do need to ask to put this on for Thursday, okay? But it'll be plea or trial, but if we could put this on for Thursday morning, we're trying to see if we can get an FDLE report.
Okay, so you want a status on Thursday and then plea trial, so we come back on docket day?
Well, I'm not going to be here for docket day. I would like Mr. Orr to be present on Thursday, because if we don't have that report, it's going to be resolved with a plea to a misdemeanor.
Okay. So, Mr. Orr, I'll see you back here on Thursday at 9 o'clock, okay?
Okay, it can be Zoom as well?
Mr. Kleins,
I don't
as
have
far
a
as
problem
the
with that.
agreement, what would be the terms of
It
the
would,
plea?
depending on the results of the FDLE report, Your Honor, it would likely, it's either going to be a third-degree felony or it's going to be a misdemeanor. So.
For time served.
Okay, oh, that's fine, yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes, sir, Mr. Orr, you can attend via Zoom.
Okay, I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Good.
Thank you, you too.
That's all I have.
Thank you. Since it's 12:30, we got to take a lunch break, so we're in recess until 1:30. Thank you.
All rise, please.